There's any number of times where it's been like, oh, hey. And I think I'm in conversations, and then later I'm like, oh, I've been muted for like the last hour. Nobody heard anything I fucking said.
That's fucking awesome, dude.
It's definitely confusing sometimes. There'll be a hot time tonight. We're getting up into the like upper 90s in California, and that's for California quite hot. I should have grabbed my computer.
Yeah. Well, it's been nasty here, dude. The last couple of days. Not super hot, but it's fucking humid for some reason. It hasn't fucking rained at all around here.
We had unseasonable rain like a couple days ago. Like, we normally don't have rain this late in the year, and we had like super humid like for 2 or 3 days. Just like way up in the 70s humidity, which is way high even for California. And then it finally just rained like one night.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it might now. There's definitely a lot of clouds. I don't know. Maybe not. But yeah, there's more clouds than normal anyway. So yeah, I'm not going to be outside all that much. I should have thrown the fucking laptop. I should have grabbed the fucking, pulled the laptop out of the fucking museum. Gave it a go. Can you believe people used to use laptops like this just 15 years ago?
Yes. Oh my god. Oh, so Nacho correctly pointed this out, but like, have you heard about that Nuremberg trial going on about the corona fraud?
No.
Oh yeah.
What's going on with that?
So.
Oh yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't hear about it. I saw what you had posted, but then I didn't follow up on it.
Yeah, it's like 1,000 lawyers and 10,000
all
doctors.
The lawyers and
are getting together to sue like the WHO and the all the different World Health Organizations and all the other people that participated in the coronavirus fraud stuff.
ABC.
Making it look like it was much worse than it really was.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to take a drink there. Although rightly, Nacho Dam It already pointed out in the Discord, like, it's probably not going to go anywhere. Like, even if they win, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best. It's just like, well, they were right. But I just thought it was funny because it's like a German lawyer is one of the more important people, I guess, in the trial. And it's like, man, if the Germans are calling you monster, you really ought to take a look at yourself.
Yeah, well, I don't think they were unaware of how fucked up what they were doing was. You know what I mean? I think they just didn't care.
Oh yeah.
So,
I don't think it's gonna matter. This isn't gonna nothing's gonna happen because of it, unfortunately.
Yeah. It'll give some people some hope.
Oh wow, the PCR test was never designed to detect pathogens and is almost 100% inaccurate.
Wow.
At 35 cycles, all PCR tests monitored by the city are set to do 37 to 45, so it's lots of people have gotten false positives. That actually lends credence to the people who say there is no such thing as coronavirus 19 and it's all a fucking sham. Like, it's just a normal flu going around.
Yeah. It kind of makes sense, too, why there would be people with zero symptoms.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know about, like, if I'm going to buy that. I'm just saying, like, that does lend a little bit of credence to the concept, though. The symptoms does add a little bit more to it, but I think I'd be kind of surprised if there isn't an actual Corona 19. Like I don't think I'm gonna go that far down the rabbit hole into like conspiracy theories.
Well, no, I meant they were. I mean, you know what I mean? If you're going to get a positive, even if they don't have the shit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think it's
Unless
just
I'm
definitely
completely-
designed so that it'll give you more likely to get positives whether you have it or not, so they can inflate numbers.
Yeah.
Or what if it's What if it's just designed to detect the regular flu? Like none of the people that are doing it would have any idea, because all the people I've seen and all the mobile testing sites I've been to are dumb.
Yeah.
Like just dumb fucks that have no concept of like how to handle like normal shit, you know? Oh, what's up, Mr. St. Trevor?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just.
Oh, and before I forget, 2 weeks from now. So 2 weeks from now, I'm probably not going to be doing the show. I'm probably going to be in California.
It's all good,
so
man.
I got next week, and then after that. Actually, my son is like, I don't think I'm going to want to do much. Like, I'll go to the beach. Like, I want to go to the beach pretty much every day, but. Yeah, but he's had a long stretch of working.
I mean, take the day off if we miss a show. It's certainly
break.
not the end of the world. And you're on vacation. Do whatever you normally would do on vacation, man. Like buy one of those fucking crazy chocolate bars or things of chocolate or whatever you get up there, and relax at the beach.
Oh yeah, I'm buying more than one of those. But yeah, just hang out. I was like, yeah, no, it's kind of what I would do half the time on vacation, or I would at least have a couple days where I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna do nothing today. We're just gonna hang out.
Buy a bottle of Jack Daniels and just drain it. Oh wait, the whole sober thing. Buy something that tastes like Jack Daniels but has no alcohol in it, and then drink it anyway because you hate yourself. And then,
all right.
I've always thought like some of the stuff that people get to like enjoy for alcohol-free stuff is just so fucking dumb. Like the fake beer. Like, beer's not bad, but it is an acquired taste.
No.
And let's be honest, if there was no alcohol in it, no one would drink any of it.
No.
It would be like the sole. The only people that would ever drink it would be like fucking those hipsters with the big fucking glasses and the giant beards that taste like hints of oak and oregano and weird shit in there.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely not something you're gonna drink and not fucking get drunk, dude. That's crazy.
Yeah, I can't imagine why I would ever drink beer if it wasn't for the sake of getting at least a mild buzz. I mean, I gave up on drinking a while ago because I just got sick and tired of hangovers, and I'm just not a fan. So I was just like, I'm just gonna stop drinking. It's expensive. It's a waste of my fucking time. I don't have any issues with like can I get drunk or not get drunk? If it's always been up to me, so I've never had any like concerns about alcoholism. Although like my dad was a raging alcoholic, so it was kind of like I was like, man, I really hope this isn't genetic, and I just tried it, which was probably not the best plan.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, I mean, I would. I guess I drank a lot, but I never really had to. I never had a problem not drinking.
Yeah,
it was really just the opiate, dude. Everything else I had picked up, I could easily put down. Alcohol, weed, coke, LSD, shrooms. I had no problems with any of that shit. Although, again, I did do a lot of it. But yeah, it was none of it that I couldn't just put down and be okay and be fine.
Well, you smoke like I do, right? Or I did. I used to smoke. I quit smoking a while ago. But yeah, like you smoke though, right?
Yeah.
So probably like similar to me, like you were definitely addicted to the cigarettes. I don't know if you still smoke or not.
Yeah, I do. I've quit a couple times, and I ended up picking back up like a dumbass.
Yeah, it does pass the time. It also it's like cigarettes are so insidious because they're like a fucking complimentary thing. It's like you just finished a meal, and now if you want to feel even better, you have a cigarette. It's like, oh, I feeling pretty good. Finished a nice dinner. What would compliment that? A cigarette. A cigarette would make that moment just that much more like fucking pleasant. It's like a weird
Yeah,
thing.
plus there's no super buildup. Like, you don't start with like a pack of cigarettes and then like, eventually you need 20 packs of cigarettes.
Yeah.
So it's not super expensive. You don't build up a super tolerance or anything. Yeah, it's a sneaky one, dude, for sure.
Yeah, I'd say probably most smokers are around like a pack a day, probably. Like a half a pack to like 2 packs a day is probably the range, but I'd say about a pack a day is for most people.
Yeah, majority I would say are probably right around there.
But it's also like, you gotta have a cigarette when you wake up, you got a cigarette before you go to sleep, you gotta have a cigarette after every meal. If you're a drinker, I'm sure you remember, you gotta have cigarettes when you're drinking.
Oh yeah, fucking A.
There's a fucking combo. That was a really good combo. I would genuinely, I think that might be the only thing that might tempt me is drinking and smoking cigarettes at the same time. Although I think at this point,
I don't know about you, but I would be pretty close to chain smoking when I.
Yeah, oh yeah, you just keep lighting them. Like the drinking somehow makes it so that they're smoother and you don't feel like you've had too many. It's like that weird sort of combo thing. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. When I was on acid, it was a little weird because like half the time I would zone out and start staring at like the cherry on the cigarette. Like especially at night because there's all these weird little nooks and crannies you can see and fucking, like this red glow behind it.
Yeah, and it's all the tangled fibers of tobacco slowly burning in the ember. Yeah, I can see that. Very textural fire. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it's pretty intense too when you're fucking frying.
Yeah, you'd definitely be. I would be. I mean, holy shit, yeah. Oh,
yeah,
man.
I actually had a friend of mine that was like, "Hey, can I have a smoke?" And I'm like, "You don't smoke." He's like, "Oh, let me have a smoke." So yeah, he basically lit it and then just stared at it the whole fucking time and was playing with it, like trying to make smoke rings and shit.
Yeah,
which is fine. Until they ask for another one, I'm like, "No, dude, fucking had enough fun with that one. You're not even fucking smoking it."
I do miss the things like smoke rings and like the casual, like if you're out at a campground and you're like maybe like 3 or 4 beers deep and you're just gonna, camp out for the night with your buddies and you're having to, sit around the campfire with some cigarettes and some beers. Like that was probably one of the times that smoking was really nice.
Yeah. Actually, my son was just talking about it's campfire related, not smoking or drinking related, but how good the food cooked over a campfire is.
Yeah, what is it about that? Something about them fucking campfire food is really tasty.
Yeah, and it's not even anything special. I was like, it's usually just pine or fucking, like whatever wood's around. But
yeah, it's not like you went out and found
like
some applewood mesquite or some shit like, some crazy fucking designer cooking wood.
Yeah, dude. Although mesquite is fantastic for cooking. God damn. Mesquite fucking kicks ass.
I think Sinsoka's right. Fire tastes good. Must eat fire. He didn't include the eat fire part. That's me. Yeah, but like the burnt parts of the hot dog are the tastiest pieces, like where it's gotten just a little carbonized.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. Oh, fuck. Yeah. Hamburgers too. Hamburgers taste fucking way fucking better. I still have never done like steaks or any of that kind of shit, and some people do. But that was always.
I've done steak over a campfire. It was good. It was definitely tasty.
Yeah, I figure it would be.
Nothing to complain about. Yeah, well, it's hard to go wrong with a steak too. So
Yeah, yeah. But I don't know. I think it's because of the fact that the hamburgers and hot dogs taste so much better over the campfire that you're like, I don't really need a steak. That shit tastes pretty goddamn good. I think that's why I never bothered to grill, actually cook a steak
Never
over
felt the need to like take it up a notch.
it. Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like, this is good enough as it is. I don't need to make it even better.
yeah, exactly.
Oh, I liked your
I keep
stoner
getting
thought
good.
about 6 and 7 and 9.
Yeah, yeah. It was just the sleep meds, I'm pretty sure, but yeah. I'm like, shouldn't they all be afraid of that? There's 6, 7, 8, 9. 7 cannibalized a fellow, number. Yeah, all the numbers should be terrifying.
Well, and especially 6. I hear 6 and 9 had a special kind of relationship.
They were mirror images of each other.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. 6 and 9 used to hang out all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if I took up drinking again, I'd probably like start smoking weed, like actual smoking weed with it.
Oh, right.
Because it would just be like that habit would be like, hey, you really want these? You want something in your mouth that's on fire while you drink?
Yeah, you had to constantly be putting it out.
What? Oh, I finally watched
What's
those podcasts you were talking about, the Matt and Shade secret podcast with Louis C.K. talking about the presidents.
Louis C.K. Yeah. What'd you think?
It's pretty fucking crazy. I was along for the ride till they got to like Trump and went all retarded.
Oh yeah.
I was enjoying all the just like, oh, and this guy did this and this crazy shit happened, and you're like, oh wow, that's crazy. And then they get to Trump and they're like, well, and he's just a giant pile of shit, and you're like, oh fucking, I'm done.
Yeah, I guess I kind of forgot about that part. Tuned it out.
Oh yeah, I mean the rest of it was good,
Yeah.
I did like Louis C.K. describing his dream about Richard Nixon, where Richard Nixon like got off a plane and spotted him in a crowd and came over to him.
Yeah.
Got down on his knee and was like putting his arms around him. That was his fucking dream about Nixon when he was a small child.
Yeah, that was bizarre.
That explains a lot more than it doesn't about how fucked up Louis C.K. is, really.
Yeah. Well, anyone that funny, dude, they're fucked in the head.
Oh, have to be.
Well, not guaranteed. There are some funny people that are not really fucked in the head, but the really funny ones are generally fucked in the heads.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, all of them are. I mean, look at like Robin Williams or fucking. I'm trying to think of some of the other ones that have done some crazy shit, like Kinison and.
Yeah, Lenny Bruce back in the day.
Yeah.
It was pretty fucking nuts. Yeah, who else? Yeah. Anyone. Richard Pryor was fucked in the head.
I think comedians are like the people who see the world a little more honestly than other people do. In general speaking, like obviously not all of them, but like in general terms. And just
any of the greats
are faced with that age old question of, well, you can laugh or you can cry. And they just chose to laugh. They're like, all right, I'm just going to make this. This is all absurd nonsense anyway. Why bother? Making myself miserable over this shit. I'm just going to laugh at all the fucking insanity and stupidity that goes on.
Yeah, it's much more productive for one thing, and again, as far as mentally, it's a lot more healthy to be laughing at shit than crying at shit all the time. I think. Maybe not. Maybe it's completely like some kind of weird avoidance mechanism. I don't know. I'm no doctor.
I'm not either, so yes, I'm certainly gonna stay out of it. I gotta figure out how to transfer.
No doctors on this program.
Yeah, I gotta figure out how to transfer all my settings from like this computer over to the new computer, so I'm not like laying down while I'm doing podcasts.
Oh yeah. Fuck.
It's like I just want to like fucking take a nap every time. I'm like, all right, time to go. But a nap would be nice. Like, all right.
All right. Oh fuck. Yeah. I have that issue with like when I lay down to stretch my back and shit, or to rest it, because I.
Yeah. Oh, you started roboting out there.
Pretty regularly. So yeah. Is it still doing it?
It seemed like you're all right now.
Okay. I jumped on the game real quick too, so let me get what I needed out of that. 12, 19. All right, shut that out. 25 points. Okay. All right, is it coming through okay now? Hello? No, I guess not.
Yo. All right, see. We coming back loud and clear? Yay! We're good.
Is that coming through now?
It seems like
I forgot. I jumped on fucked with everything.
Oh yeah, anytime you jump on that game, I think it kills your connection unless you're on the laptop.
Yeah, it probably should be. I probably should just grab that shit and go in the room because it is shitty out.
Yeah. Oh, did you see the post I put about the show they want to call they're making, where they want to call it Swimming with Monsters? It's like they had a guy go and scuba dive in a river filled with hippos.
Oh Jesus, dude!
I'm like, that show's not going to last long. Somebody's going to end up dead on that show, and it's going to end real fucking bad, and it's going to be entertaining as fuck. But I cannot imagine.
Shit, Steve Irwin was just swimming with stingrays, and he got killed. What the fuck do you think you're going to happen around hippos?
Well, yeah, not only that, but like I doubt a company like that is taking any real safety precautions. Yeah, like if they're willing to put you in the water with hippos, you're probably not wearing like any sort of bite suit or any sort of like, you have like none of the like shark spray or whatever chemicals you would use to like normally deter said animals.
Yeah. And who's going to rescue you? Who's going to go in amongst a bunch of fucking hippos and try to save your ass?
Fuck that, dude. The hell no. You're dead. You made that choice.
Yeah. You were totally on your own, you fucking moron.
Like that dude who jumped into the fucking water and the police watched him drown.
That was recently. Up in Tempe, right?
I don't remember specifically where it was.
Tempe, I believe.
I watched the video though, and I'm gonna have to go ahead and disagree with that being dangerous water. I think that dude was clearly on some shit.
Yeah,
and I think if the family sues the police, they're probably gonna win. I don't know how that works legally speaking.
Right.
Like whether and let's be clear, this is not me thinking it's right or wrong. I'm just thinking I'm pretty sure the family's going to win a lawsuit against that police department if there's a family and if they sue. Because he should never have gotten that close to the water. He was already talking about jumping in the water before he got anywhere close to it, and they should have just been like, this dude needs to go sober the fuck up in the drunk tank overnight, or talk to the fucking psych person and figure out what's going on. But they're clearly not safe to just like leave out here. There's something wrong with this guy.
Yeah. Although, didn't they say something to him like, "Hey, if you jump in that water, we're not going in after you"? Didn't they say something like that?
I think they did, but I feel like when somebody's actively dying and you're a police officer, you have some sort of fucking, at the very least, moral fucking obligation to do something.
Yeah, I wouldn't have fucking just stood by.
I mean, throw him a rope?
Yeah. I mean, I assume they have a lot of gear I would just throw all my fucking gear off as quickly as I could so I didn't sink. And then, fucking jump in, you fucking save the dumbass.
Yeah, if you can. Or like, if they're not prepared for affecting something like that, like just, a really simple rescue of somebody in that particular respect, because they don't have a float or something, then why not?
Yeah.
Like, you're in a city with a giant river. I mean, how often... Like, kids are going to fall in there on occasion,
Yeah, there definitely should be some kind of quick action plan in place in that fucking area.
Yeah, and maybe something not all police are able to do it. Maybe you have, like, some police that are, like, just not that good at swimmers, So you gotta, like, they gotta call somebody. But at least there should be some who are, like, prepared to, hop out there real fast and bring in, like, the drowning kid or the puppy or whatever the fuck fell in the water.
Yeah, I feel like anybody that's walking
the
that beat
officer
or that
can't
area.
swim?
Whoa, really?
That's just kind of
funny.
Feel like
I feel like that should be a requirement. If there's a possibility you're going to be interacting in that area, like you should have, like I think you should have like a lifeguard certification or some equivalent.
I don't know about that. That's kind of expecting, I think, a little more, but like. I'm just confused that an adult human that can't fucking swim. That's just weird to me.
Yeah. Well, besides black people.
Was the cop black? I didn't know. I didn't look. I wasn't paying that much attention.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I kind of fast forwarded through everything just to watch the water because I was curious as to like what's going on. But if the cop couldn't swim, well, fair enough, dude. He shouldn't be jumping in. Yeah. There's nothing he can do.
Yeah. But yeah, there does.
But I do think
to be a lot of.
There was plenty of situations where the police should have jumped in before the guy got even close to the water, and have already had him detained. Like he was clearly not in his right mind.
Well, as soon as he said it, they should have gotten between him and the water, if possible, at all.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They should not have left that avenue open.
But yeah, it is shocking anytime I hear an adult say they can't swim.
That is like, pretty funny.
You fill up your lungs and you don't really have to. Like you can float. I know there's some people that have some weird physical thing where they don't float, but that's exceedingly rare from what I understand.
I'm pretty sure if you just relax, you can float pretty much regardless.
Yeah,
like whether you have a full breath or anything,
mouth and nostrils above.
Yeah. Your face will stay up. Everything else will just sort of like barely be under the water because you're kind of like almost the same fucking buoyancy level. Yeah, but if you tense up, you'll sink every time. So my suspicion would be that a lot of the people who have the weird physiology that they can't float are just not relaxing. They're staying tense.
Yeah.
And then when people are like, no, you gotta relax, they're like, I am relaxed. They're just like, nah, dude.
Have you ever tried to relax? It's a paradox.
Dude, I've actually seen people where I work. Let's see. Cop said before he jumped that he wasn't going in because he can't swim. Idiot tested that assumption and found out. Yes, but the idiot was also 20 feet away from the water, talking about going in the water and clearly not in his right mind for a good minute before that happened. And that's what I'm saying. I think the police really should have been like already detaining him prior to him ever being close to the water. But yeah, if the cop can't swim, then obviously they shouldn't go after they shouldn't go after him for any sort of like legal repercussions. But I would be shocked if the family doesn't win some money if they sue. I imagine the city will probably settle if the family goes after for a wrongful death suit. I doubt they'll even try to defend it.
Yeah, they'll most likely settle.
I also kind of wonder if they're gonna, maybe be forced into a situation where they're like, all right, officers, how many of you can swim? You have like 6 months to learn, or you're out. Because it seems like that's the kind of dumb shit that goes on these days, where it's like, there's something that happens, so suddenly everybody's got to learn this thing, and it'll be like every cop in the state, even the ones that don't work near a large river.
Yeah, which again, there are not a lot of large bodies of water in this state, so there wouldn't have to be all that many that have to learn.
Phaedra, I'm not saying it's fair. I'm just saying it's likely to happen. If they do sue, they'll probably win. I'm not saying it's fair or not.
Yeah, they would almost certainly settle.
Suspicion. Yeah.
They would almost certainly settle. I'd be surprised if that even made it to trial or to court or whatever.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be the one trying to deal with that case. There's just too much emotional entanglement, and people wouldn't be able to keep a clear mind on that and really pay attention to the law, especially these days.
Yeah.
They pretty much. I think those cops were pretty much in a situation where when they showed up, there wasn't a really great answer to resolve that case.
Right.
There were no real good options. But I want to know is if the man's wife was there, and she was so worried about him, why didn't she go after him to try to pull him out?
Yeah, but women can't handle anything. You know what I mean? Women generally get hysterical in situations like that. So
yeah, I just was wondering, because it's like, you keep yelling at the cops to get in there, but you're right there. Couldn't you get in there conceivably and fucking take matters into your own hands? It's like,
yeah, it would just basically end up that now 2 people would need to be saved drowning.
Yeah, it probably would have if they were drinking. I would suspect they were drinking. Is my audio still good?
Sounds good to me.
Okay, yeah, just checking. I'm experimenting.
I'm not a good judge for that. But...
I'm experimenting with places near. Oh shit! I just dropped the microphone. That's a bit bad.
Yeah, smack that mic around.
I'm just experimenting with places I can place the microphone and still.
Oh, gotcha.
Get good, so it's not right in my way. Oh goddamn! Yeah, I just feel that whole situation was kind of fucked up. I mean, that's just kind of sad.
Yeah.
Except that bump, where I just fucking threw my microphone across the room out of fury and rage. I like to call it my white rage, from the enslavement of my Caucasian ancestors thousands upon thousands of years ago. Whenever that happened, I don't remember.
Yeah,
but I'm still angry about it, and I still feel the generational hurt.
Yeah, ancestral rage.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? I think I've decided I am a fan of diversity, and I think diversity is our strength. And I feel that all those other nations that are struggling need that strength, need that diversity to bring them up out of the third world. And I feel that the Western, our societies as a whole, the Western societies need to make a sacrifice in the name of diversity to help lift these countries up. So I say we take the entire population of all of the universities in the West, students and teachers, and distribute them equally amongst all of the poor countries in Africa, Asia, and India. In the name of diversity.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
And that diversity will bring us all as a world together more. It'll bring world peace, I think. Because that strength will lift them out of the third world.
But I feel like it's definitely worth a shot. It's definitely something that's worth trying.
If it saves one life in Ethiopia, if one person's life is saved in Ethiopia, is it not worth it?
Yeah, yeah, and it'll make our country much better too.
Yes, yes,
That's a definite.
we're paying the generational reparations to all these other countries that we somehow wronged in the past. It shaves one wife. No, I'm 100% behind this plan. I don't see how this could possibly not work exactly the way I think it would.
Yeah, again, it might not help any of the other countries, but it definitely will help ours.
It
So I think
could
that's why it's
potentially
definitely worth
lift them
doing.
out of poverty. These other countries, because they just maybe that's the problem. They're not diverse enough.
Yeah,
Like we're
it's
so
probably
close to utopia that just a little more diversity would make us like utopian. Like they're so much further away from that utopia. Maybe they just need more diversity to get out of poverty.
yeah, their whole homogenous fucking populace, dude, needs a little fucking shaking up.
I think
Needs
this is
some
a
more
thing we can
genetic.
all get behind. We're sending our best and our brightest. I mean, we'll have to rebuild our education system. But I think that's a fair sacrifice to make for, saving the children of Ethiopia from starving.
Yeah, yeah, no, I'm totally willing to rebuild the educational system from the ground up if it might help those other countries.
Oh, yeah, no,
If there's a
absolutely.
chance at all.
How could
That's
you
definitely
possibly
a
say no?
sacrifice worth making.
It's a sacrifice I'm willing to make. I wonder if it's possible that, I don't have any clout. I don't have any way of getting that sort of, thing spread. This brilliant idea of mine.
Right.
But God, it would be awesome if it would be possible to see if you could seed that properly to the SJWs and get it to be their idea. Because it seems like they're really open to a lot of really dumb shit. So, that really...
See if you can get Rogan to go in on it.
Get Rogan to go in on it. No. I want the left to embrace it as if it were their own idea. I don't want them to hate everything about it. Is that Mr.
Yeah, keep kicking me off, dude. Yeah, no, I'm back, dude.
Oh, it kicked you off? Okay, I didn't realize you got kicked off.
Well, it didn't kick me off, but it cut out my mic or something because you weren't hearing me.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Rogan for a minute there. Am I wrong?
Oh, you did hear? Okay, I thought you weren't hearing me because I wasn't.
Oh, maybe my mic cut out for a second.
Can you hear me?
Yay!
Yeah, it could be.
Asking, does that mean I have to pay reparations to England or the
bad.
Catholic Church asking for a Scandinavian whose ancestors sold European monks into slavery in Africa? Maybe. Would it make the church more diverse? You only have to do it if it increases diversity in the church.
Yeah, diversity is all that matters.
Yeah, as long as there's diversity, that's the thing that matters. That's what makes the strength.
God.
I don't know.
Dude, actually, speaking of that, did you see Biden's appearance on Jimmy Kimmel Live?
Yeah, where every single thing they said was not true.
Yeah. Yeah, Biden was just fucking ranting at certain points. And then, at one point, I think Biden's handlers were signaling Kimmel, go to commercial.
Yeah, just fucking stop, make it stop. Yeah, they're trying to make the entire election about abortion and gun control because Biden has absolutely nothing else. Everybody hates him for all the other shit that he's doing, and I think it's going to end up biting him in the ass because the stuff he's proposing is just not what Americans want. There's a very small percentage of people who are like, oh yeah, gun control, but a much larger percentage who are like, well, we already have gun control and it's not working. We have background checks, we have waiting periods, we have red flag laws, and none of it's made a difference. So clearly that's not the problem. There's got to be something else that's got to get done, Oh, did I cut out or something?
Break.
Oh no, Discord just fucking.
I'm gonna try to switch over, man. Give me a minute.
Oh, okay, yeah, Discord just kind of went out. Weird. It's my. I think it's my problem. No, he's not listening. I think it's more my problem than your problem.
Yeah, I cut back on right as I was disconnecting, and you're like, "Oh," and I was like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, I think it's my internet connection is slowing it and getting weird for a second here. We'll see. Hopefully, it will come back.
All right, gotcha.
Well, that's interesting. Whenever I'm on a computer, I'll make sure that any other computer I'm using or have been using is like turned off or put to sleep. Well, that sounds more sinister than it needed to. And apparently my other computer on Windows 11, when it's asleep, it shows you the date and time. Yay! Is anybody there?
No, mine's a shitty connection. No, it's good here. All right, now I can hear you. Okay, there you go.
Cool beans. Yeah, my other computer for some reason when it's asleep just shows the date and time, which is odd. Yo. Alright, hopefully that'll help shut some other shit down.
Computer, there's some, and then it cut off.
Alright, hopefully that'll help. I'm shutting some other shit off on my computer. Background programs.
Alright. Seem to be coming through now.
Yeah, sometimes my fucking VPN kicks on when it's not supposed to, and I think that might be what was going on.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah. I always assume it's mine, because it usually is.
Yeah.
If it's a bad connection, it's usually my end.
Fair enough. I mean, to be fair, it usually is, but yeah. Oh, since I says, why are the shootings a new thing if we've had guns for 20 years? The answer is it's definitely not. Not only is it not a new thing, but it's not been on the rise, and it's actually been kind of falling over the years. I don't understand.
Yeah, I think up until the 90s, right?
Yeah, how people are just so fucking retarded when it comes to the numbers. And a lot of it is the copycat effect. Yeah, they keep publicizing it and making a big deal out of everybody who's done its name. Like, all their names go down for fucking everybody, like, will remember them and all this shit. So it's like, they're definitely encouraging it to continue being an issue, sadly. I'm not a fan.
I wonder why they don't do the middle name thing like they do for assassinations.
You would think, right? I think what they should do is just not talk about the gunman by name ever.
Yeah.
Just be like the little dick incel who shot up this school. Mm-hmm. You know, like that's their name. Like every shooter is just little dick incel.
Yeah.
So that if anybody else is like, oh, if I'm going to do that, they'll just always refer to me as, oh, no, that's what everybody in high school calls me now. That should be worse. It'd be like Nacho.
Yeah, you do it by year and just number. Like, oh, look, it's Little Dick Incel number 5 in 2022.
Yeah. Exactly, because that's a big part of what they want is just the recognition. You know, even if they get it posthumously, they're fine with that.
Yeah, or give them a fake name, like name them like you name hurricanes. Like you start with the one that's with an A, and then a B, and then a C, and so on.
Shooter Adam, and then like Beyonce, and then like Crystal or something. It's Shooter Crystal today.
Yeah.
Can we make it funny though?
No, I think we should. Not only can we,
I think we should make it like funny pet names. So like, you know, like just generic funny pet names like Fluffy and like Snuffleupagus. Wait, that's not a pet name. That's a Muppet. You know, like Mittens and
That's Sesame
Fluffy
Street,
and,
not
and
Muppet.
Spot. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
name them all. Joe
I'm trying to think of
Biden
one for
recognition
A.
of his efforts.
I'm trying to think of a pet name for the letter A. Aloysius?
All your wishes.
Nobody's been using that name for a while, so let's go with Aloysius. I actually met a dude. I've met one dude named Aloysius my entire life.
Oh, there's actually somebody named
And
that?
it was a
Jesus,
fucking...
I didn't think that was a real name that was ever used.
Yeah, it was a native, dude. And his...
well, you've doxed him. I doubt anyone's going to have trouble finding him now.
Yeah, I guess I might as well go with the last name now, because it was a very native last name. Last name was Weaselbear.
Jesus fucking Christ. What was wrong with the guy's parents? What are we going to name our son? Well, our last name is Weaselbear. I was thinking Aloysius for the first name. Because clearly you fucking hate the child. Jesus Christ. That is a bizarre name combination.
Oh, to be fair, yeah. To be fair, they could have been, you know, like barely 12 or 13-year-olds when they had them. So.
We're gonna do Aloysius Bear Weasel. That's gonna be hilarious.
Yeah, I don't know if you're familiar with this, but kids on the reservations will sometimes, or fairly regularly, have children like as soon as it's possible to get pregnant.
Do they not just
so like 12, 13 years old getting fucking pregnant?
Res? I mean,
yeah,
I know they have. I mean, like in a non-joking, serious side note,
that it's happening pretty regularly. Yeah.
Like, don't they have like free healthcare through the fucking government anyway? Like, why would they not have like access to condoms and like birth control and shit?
Yeah, and they may by now. I would hope they would by now, but yeah, the thing is, the reservations here anyway are like incredibly depressing place.
Yeah,
it's just like cinder block walls or whatever the fuck they call those ones that are basically just those block walls. You know, the houses, because they get free housing and shit, but the housing is incredibly cheap and shitty, and there's nothing to do, so they fuck. Like as soon as they're like old enough to fuck, they start fucking. See, it's kind of like the Doug Stanhope thing where he calls sex is like free entertainment for poor people.
I mean, it's not wrong. It is something to do.
But yeah, it's just bad when you're fucking that young, like you're barely a fucking teenager, 12, 13 years old, getting fucking pregnant.
Yeah, that is extremely sad. And the other thing is, like, it's totally preventable, like just some basic education and free rubbers and you're all set. Like, it doesn't have to be like a horrible evil thing.
Yeah, and you talk to the kids and like I did with my son. I was like, look, man, you need to fucking tell yourself all the time before you're getting into the situation where you're about to get laid, that you're always going to wear a condom. Because if you wait until you're about to fuck and then like, oh, should I get a condom or no? You're gonna just fuck. You're not gonna fucking go get a condom.
You're just gonna go for it because that's what people do. It's the rational, normal sort of thing to do.
Yeah. Well, wearing a condom is again pretty fucking unnatural. Or you learn to pull out, which is also a very unnatural act. It really does go against your entire biology to pull out when you come.
Yeah, no, that would be that. No, how do you do? I don't think that would be really difficult.
Yeah, no, you can get used to. I mean, I definitely trained myself like to really enjoy pulling out, shooting it all over stomach or back or wherever I happen to be at the moment. But it took a lot of fucking work to make that become relatively easy.
No, that's a toughie.
Yeah, no, it definitely took a lot of effort to get to that fucking place. Because again,
I don't know.
Your entire biology is geared towards getting that seed to the end zone.
I thought you just do it, you know, like, hey. I don't know why you'd want to, though. That's the part I don't understand.
Why you want to what? Pull out?
Like at all.
Well, to not get somebody pregnant.
Oh, yeah. It's like, it's so easy to get condoms. I don't understand.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, you know, it's like a sensation, but I never really felt that. Still feels pretty goddamn good, dude. With the condom or without.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely, it's horrible. Don't do it, everybody. It's like sticking one monkey in a box of thumbtacks. It's terrible.
Oh yeah, I have still not fucked my ex, so I've shown some restraint there.
Good for you.
I don't know if it's gonna last, but that's for now. I put some major restrictions on it that make it incredibly unlikely. Like she would have to initiate the action, and that's almost like it happened like 3 times maybe during our entire relationship.
Jesus Christ!
So
if nothing else,
it seems incredibly unlikely that she's going to do that now. Well, no, she was just
she only ever went after
very prudish.
Like fucking 3 times. Fuck that, Jesus.
Yeah, I'm probably underselling that, but it wasn't often. I can tell you that. It definitely was not often.
God damn.
But again, she was like, one of those rare crazy bitches that was a prude about sex. That wasn't particularly wild, like they tell you. So yeah, she's, again, very prudish. So again, there's a good chance it's not going to happen. She's not going to. Although she did dump him. Jesus Christ, dude. Because I guess like her relationship with this dude is actually finally done. So she started telling me all this shit, and I'm like, dude, you shouldn't be telling anybody this. Because she told my son too, and even he recognized. He's like, I don't think I should know that about him.
Or I don't want to know that about him.
Yeah. No, that was definitely his sentiment. Yeah, first of all, she shouldn't be telling me this shit, and second of all, I have no interest in having this fucking knowledge. I'm a little hesitant to fucking say what I'm talking about, but even though there's nobody in real life that knows where this channel is or where I do this.
He got a micro penis and he likes to nurse. I don't actually know if that's true, but we'll just assume that that's what's going on. he liked it when she wiped his butt after he pooped, and then he would wear diapers.
All right, I can say it's definitely not that, but fuck it, we'll go with that.
I could also say it's definitely not that.
Yeah.
I'm 100% positive none of what I said is true. I'm really good at knowing when I lie.
Holy nailed it. How'd you know? That would be funny, dude, if you actually like made some shit up and that was exactly what happened. Have you been talking to people in my real life?
So like I've heard of most of it before. Like I knew I don't think I've ever known anybody who was actually into diaper shit, but like I worked with this chick who was just batshit fucking nuts, and she dated this guy on again, off again, who was like super abusive and like emotionally and mentally abusive. But he would make her lie there in bed with him for like an hour or 2 while he nursed or just nursed, like suckled on her nipples.
Holy shit.
Am I right? That's fucking weird, right?
That's fucking nuts.
And she fucking
Yeah, well,
did it.
yeah, the length of time. I guess it's not that unusual to want to suck on titties, but the time amount that you're talking about, that's fucking nuts.
Oh yeah, the way she described it,
Like,
is
I
like
think
she'd have to lay there for like an hour or two.
Yeah, that's nuts, dude. Like anything over like, I don't know, 5, it's fucking bizarre in my mind, dude.
Yeah.
And even that's kind of pushing it.
I'm gonna say, yeah, I was gonna say even 5 minutes is a little fucking weird. But like 5 minutes would be like, all right, well that's a weird fetish, but if it gets him hard and then you guys fuck, it's all good, right? But an hour to 2 hours,
yeah. Well, I'm trying to think, like, what if
there is no sex involved? It's just he wants to nurse as if she's his mom.
Yeah. I was trying to think, like, what if I was with a chick that needed that? Like, I had to suck her tits for like an hour or two, or even the 5 minutes. Like, fuck, man, I don't. Again.
I'm just thinking like the physical fucking, like your mouth would get so fucking sore over the course of an hour.
Dude, but Jesus, dude.
Can you imagine the fucking jaw soreness and tension you would have in your fucking jaw after that for an hour and a half?
Yeah. Oh, fuck. And yeah, wouldn't her nipples get incredibly raw or fucked up somehow?
I mean, nipples
or maybe just waterlogged.
Meant to be sucked on, but I don't know if they're meant to be sucked on for that long. You know, like.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, dude.
When she started dating him, she had them cute little button nipples, and then when she was done, she had those long pokies. He just elongated her fucking nipples. He's like, I really like those nipples that stick out really far, so I just tell my girlfriend that I gotta suck on it for an hour and a half every day until they're the right length.
Yeah, fucking.
That's his dodge. Yeah. He's mutilating her slowly over time with his mouth.
Yeah, it's the same concept of the dudes that stick their dick in a vacuum cleaner to try to make it bigger.
That sounds really fucking stupid. I know there's people that somehow get some sort of sexual gratification from that, which I've never, like, I'm not going to try it, but I just don't understand mechanically how that would ever work. I guess if you were using it like jerking it, like fucking the vacuum hose or something, but even then it just doesn't seem like
it's something weird. Although a friend of mine said that his girlfriend at the time had an ex that had done that. And I guess he said that actually did make it bigger, but it was all fucking like in color. Or I guess it would be dark red, but whatever. I
know you can use like a vacuum.
Not 100% sure
they make vacuum pumps that'll give you like a temporary size boost, and it's very minor. And it's generally, as far as I know, I would assume it's not particularly good for your fucking member. But
yeah, I can't imagine it would be.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird.
Because, I assume it would be like bursting blood vessels and fucking, you know what I mean? All kinds of fucked up shit.
It would all depend on how strong the vacuum is. You know, like if you're just doing a very gentle one, you might get like a quarter inch, or you might look a little swollen. And it'll last like until you're not hard anymore, because like, you know, you've sort of like created, you know, it's filled with that much more blood. But I couldn't say for sure. I wouldn't know. But the vacuum cleaner one, that doesn't seem like a safe plan to me. Like, I'm sure it's not like it'll rip your dick off, but I mean, it just seems like the kind of thing that could potentially cause some sort of damage, like long term, if you were, you know, fucking the microwave, the vacuum cleaner, you know, on a regular basis.
Yeah, it's definitely not something I would ever try, but I don't know, maybe he had a really small dick and he was like, I gotta get some kind of size out of this thing.
He was an itty bitty dicky committee. It just sounds weird. Oh man, I genuinely would sympathize with anybody that had like a genuine micro penis. Like that would be pretty rough, man.
Yeah, that
Like,
would fucking suck.
there's a lot of people that'll say either, oh, size matters, or people that'll say, oh, size doesn't matter. And it just depends on, who you're dealing with specifically. Everybody's going to have their own preferences. And there's probably plenty of people who just don't really care if it's, like a giant fucking hammer or like an average guy. But I think there's a lot of people who would be like, that's like an inch. I can't do anything with this. Like, mechanically, it will not work.
Yeah, it's not getting anywhere. Yeah, that is really goddamn. Yeah. Kind of thing. I mean, most guys would prefer to have a bigger dick, kind of, almost no matter how big your dick is. But yeah,
I don't know, dude, if you were rocking, say you were rocking like an 18-inch long hammer, like it's 18 inches long. It's like a good 5 inches around, like say 5 inches in diameter. That would be like bigger than a fucking Coke can around.
Yeah, like a Pringles can.
No, that would be substantially larger than that. Because diameter is a line across, so I should say 5 inches in circumference, or like 6 inches in circumference.
I was thinking circumference. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking when I said it, and I said diameter, which is a totally different thing and way fucking bigger.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Like, we just got this fire hydrant sitting on the end of your fucking pants there. But I mean, if you think even if you were pulling,
I mean,
just,
the extreme,
fucking like a Coke can diameter, 18-inch wang, you'd be like, I could use another couple of inches.
Right. Yeah, the guys at the extremes are probably like, I almost wish I had a smaller dick.
Oh, many of them do. There's quite a few of those guys who are like, yeah, I get turned down for sex on a fairly regular basis, where women will see it and be like, nah, that's just not happening, dude.
Yeah, maybe I can work up to that, but goddamn, I'm gonna have to like practice with like parking cones and fucking other shit before I even try to take that thing on.
Yeah.
Dude, you ever remember hearing about the guy?
Talk about it, so I was just like,
yeah. Yeah, there was the guy that kept getting searched at the airport because they thought he was carrying like a weapon or something, but it was just this huge cock.
Oh, Jesus Christ. No.
Yeah, they'd be like, do you have a weapon in your crotch? And I'm like, well, it depends on your definition of weapon.
Yeah, like the first couple times you're polite, but like on third or fourth time you're like, you know what? I'm just going to fucking go all the way. I'm just going to fuck with this guy because nothing's going to make a difference.
Yeah. I would literally have a shirt made up every time I go to the airport. That's not a weapon, that's my cock. I just have a huge cock.
Oh, that would be fucking hilarious. Oh, no.
Yeah. But I would also, if I was that guy, I would tell that story every chance I got.
Oh, yeah. Oh, of course. How do you not? How do you not tell that story?
Yeah. Hi, nice to meet you. Hey, when I go to the airport, they think I'm carrying a weapon because my cock's too big.
I'm like, sir, this is a Denny's.
All right. Nice to meet you.
Would like to take your order. Can I take your order now? Like,
oh, fuck.
It's like, that's nice, sir. This is a Chili's. Would you like some ribs? Wait, what the fuck is with this child drag show bullshit that's going on? That's some fucking creepy ass shit.
Dude, I could not fucking believe that, dude.
I keep seeing stuff about it. I saw it on Steven Crowder. I saw it on your Sticks, Hex, and Hammer video there. It's just fucking weird.
Do you know who Alex Stein is? Do you know Alex Stein?
The name sounds really familiar, so I might have heard of him before, but...
Yeah, well, he's the one that basically he's the one that goes to like city council meetings and shit like that, and does like his little performance art thing. Like he did a rap. He went to one of them, and he did a rap about how great Ukraine is and all that shit. Or he did one where he dressed up as he put on like one of those old timey bathing suits from like the fucking 30s, women's bathing suit, and was playing and. He was claiming he's trans, and he was complaining that they wouldn't let him swim with the women's teams or whatever. It's really fucking funny. He's a really funny dude.
Oh, okay, I've seen
But
him
he
before.
went to
Yeah,
that.
I've seen that guy before. He's really good.
Yeah, he's a fucking lunatic, dude, but he's fucking
hilarious.
hilarious.
A lot of the ones that he does that people are genuinely fooled by.
Yeah, those are great, dude.
I've seen them. I've seen them posted in other Discords where people are like, "Holy shit, this guy is out of his mind. See how crazy the left is." And you're like, no, you don't understand. That's all satire. He's just fucking with them.
Yeah.
He's showing them the amount of respect they deserve.
Yeah, well, dude, that. Yeah, well, again, it's not that far off from the shit they would actually think and believe and say, though. That's what's fucked up about it.
Oh, in many cases,
like, yeah, he's fucking around, but he's not far off from what their actual beliefs should be.
Yeah, he's not nearly as crazy as they are. I'm sorry, he's tame compared to most of those people.
Yeah, this is true. But yeah, he's fucking shit he does is hilarious. Hold on, I'm trying to find that one because I know he just posted it like today, I think, from that event. But yeah, they were fucking like furious at him. He's like, "Look how intolerant these people are," or whatever. Oh, here it is. Drag Your Kids to Pride. That was the name of the event. But yeah, I was like, dude, they were there were parents that were actually bringing their fucking kids into this shit. And I'm like, this is fucking disgusting, man. Ugh.
Oh, you remember they had that one fucking drag kid or whatever, where they were like taking him out and putting him on stage, and fucking grown ass men were shoving like money in his fucking pants. Yeah, the Desmond is Amazing one. Yeah, like grown ass men are throwing like money at him and like fucking stuff in his fucking panties and shit, and you're like, this is fucking gross. Yeah, it was really disgusting. You know that kid swallowed gallons of fucking cum. Like, there's no fucking way he didn't get fucked like a bunch behind the scenes. Well, to be fair, raped is the correct term there, but you know what I mean? Like, you know that kid just got fucking raped all the time. Yeah. And he's probably not even, like, trans. He's probably just, like, autistic or some shit, because that's usually what happens now, is they just convince poor autistic kids that they're trans. And that they can solve all their problems by getting a surgery, and because they're fucking autists, they're like, oh, this is what solves the problem. I have to do it, because they don't comprehend that, you know, this is a lie. Yeah. Like I said, unfortunately it's going to take a lot of time before the damage that they're doing is realized. So there's going to be like, you know, it might take another 10 fucking years before, you know, they have the actual data coming in saying, oh yeah, these people, now this is up to like a 70% suicide rate. Have you seen any of the testimonials from like people that are genuinely like not like that transitioned because they got caught up in that whole bullshit, and that the reality is that they're not trans and they know it, and they're like, I've destroyed my body and my life? Or have you seen the ones where they end up detransitioning? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, well, ones that haven't gotten that far, that detrans fairly early. Have you seen how badly they go after those people? The detransition ones? Oh, yeah, it's fucking disgusting. They're demons. Your body, your choice, until your choice doesn't match up with their politics. And then it's not your body, your choice anymore. Yeah. You should have just fucking if you decide you're not trans... Yeah, if you decide you're not trans at some point, now you're the enemy. And God forbid you speak out. Dude. And God forbid you speak out and try to prevent them from abusing other people. Yeah, and that's what's it's fucking disgusting, man. You're just dude, they just realize disturbed beyond belief. Yeah, and so I'm thinking, like, dude, there's even that shit's gonna get suppressed when that sort of info comes in, and again, how fucking wrong it is, and again, obviously there are genuinely, you know, trans people, you know, or have gender dysphoria or whatever, but again,
the amounts that's up like 10,000% or some crazy shit. Like it's obvious that a vast majority of them are people that would end up being gay, or just end up, it was like a phase or something, and they end up just being straight or whatever, and heterosexual.
Well,
Again, a tiny
got,
amount were legit, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, they've even got people trying to claim that like babies can figure out their fucking gender.
Oh god, yeah.
I gotta say, if they start trying to fucking like gender reassign like infants, that's gotta be where we draw the line and just start shooting people in Minecraft or whatever.
Yeah. Oh shit! I think he might have been one of the ones. I'm sorry, I'm looking through Alex Stein's videos here as I'm talking. No, I guess it wasn't. He wears like a suit and tie and shit. Okay, because there was somebody that went up to Beto O'Rourke with a shirt that said Beta O'Rourke.
Yeah.
And got him to take a picture with him. I was like, that's fucking brilliant, dude.
There was a bunch of people with T-shirts that said Beto Males that Steven Crowder sent in, and they got pictures with him in their Beto Male T-shirts.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That must be who I was thinking of. Yeah. Right on.
Yeah, Crowder did that. It was
that
was a fairly good prank. Basically, Crowder has gotten to the point where even he can't just fucking put on a funky wig and a hat and like glasses anymore and get by. People still recognize him and go after him.
Yeah.
So he has like people that work for him now, like take turns like infiltrating these like ridiculous things.
Yeah.
And the last one he did was a fat acceptance thing, and he had them do full on like Hollywood makeup. And he was only appearing via internet. Like they never, I don't think, physically met him.
Oh, gotcha.
And then he was like, and then the reason this took so long to air was because one of the people died from being overweight. And they wanted to wait a while to be like, respectful of the family of the deceased and all that.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Because these are not the fat acceptance people aren't like just normal fat people. Like they're horrifically fat in a lot of cases. Like, it's so unhealthy. You can't.
Yeah. Well, I know, but it's unfortunate for people like Tess Holliday, who are apparently anorexic and 300 and 400 pounds overweight.
How is she anorexic?
Dude, she literally claimed that. There was like an article, like I forget who actually carried it, but it was a well-known publication. It was literally claiming, it was like, yeah, she's apparently anorexic. I'm like, I can almost believe bulimic or something, but even that is kind of pushing it. Like, I don't think
I'm bulimic. I just don't have a gag reflex.
Yeah. Oh fuck!
So I can only binge, but never purge.
I'm bulimic, but I just don't do the purge part.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So you're just fat. Oh, that's funny. Oh shit! I was typing in Tess Holliday. I was gonna look it up, and literally, when you type in Tess Holliday, the first option is Tess Holliday anorexic. Oh, that's fucking great. This was like a year ago, apparently.
Yeah.
Tess Holliday is recovering from anorexia, dude. What the fuck?
She beat the
plus
fuck out of
anorexia. Yeah. I think you're winning, Tess. You can fucking relax. You definitely overcome your anorexia.
Back and let anorexia get some ground back again, because.
Yeah.
Although, would she lose her career if she got fit?
Like the one person on the planet, most likely. Yeah.
Because I know, like, almost that was certainly the thing Kevin James struggled with, because he was like, once he got really established, he was like, oh, I've got, money and time. I could really, get myself in better shape. And, like, his agent and everybody would be like, no, you got to stay fat. Nobody's going to hire you if you get skinny now.
Dude, they actually did a bit on that do you know who Will Sasso is?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So when he was at Mad TV at one point, lost a bunch of weight, and actually did a sketch about it, dude, where cast members, and they're like, basically at one point, one of the chicks is kind of ribbing him like these little subtle jabs, and then he's like, "Wait, what are you saying?" He's like, "She's saying, well, it's just you were way funnier when you were really fat."
Oh damn!
And it basically goes on, yeah, because he's like pitching a sketch. He's like, the Kenny Rogers thing, it was really funny when you were fat. Now it's not really that funny. Yeah, so he basically goes on a fucking tear of just eating everything to get fat again, I guess. It was pretty funny. It's a lot funnier than the way I'm explaining it, I can guarantee you that.
Well, I mean, that's what his agents were telling him, so,
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm just surprised. Although, yeah, dude, Will Sasso is just a funny dude.
True.
So, yeah. Yeah, he was definitely one of the good cast members there on fucking Matt TV.
Man, sadly, you got to go how far back you have to go to find like decent stuff on television shows, like worthwhile watching.
See if I can find that particular one. Yeah. Yeah, well, that's it. I sent that one thing from the SNL, the dog lawyer thing. Like, yeah, no, it wasn't really that long ago. But yeah, it's been so horrible lately that you'd think it was like forever ago, and it was probably basically when Hader left is probably when it really went to shit. When Bill Hader left.
Yeah. Well, I meant just on any given TV show. Like, everything has been such shit for so long.
No, gotcha.
That you kind of gotta almost go a decade back to find like watchable television, Like, I was watching a fucking movie from the 60s the other day. An Italian movie from the 60s, no less, called Argo Man, the Fantastic Superman. And it was like, this movie's fucking great. This is hilarious. Like, it's all the cheesy, bad, graphics and effects because it's from the fucking, like, 1967. But it was a solid fucking movie. It was just like this just goofy jaunt about this guy who has telekinetic superpowers, but loses his powers for 6 hours every time he fucks a chick. But he's constantly using his powers to try to get pussy, because he's also super wealthy. Because they just were like, he's super rich, and like the fucking movie opens essentially with him like forcing some passing hovercraft to land on the beach of his private island, and then using his telekinetic powers to kidnap a lady off the fucking hovercraft, and then make her participate in an archery contest to decide if he could get to fuck her. Like, you know what I mean? It was just like, it was so bizarre, but it was just fucking hilarious. It was just like, I shit you not, he just used his telekinetic powers to float her off of her hovercraft into his fucking like mansion, and then they're just like chatting back and forth, and he's like, let me get you a drink, because that's what really matters right now. And then he fucking like takes her into the room, and he's like, hey, I have an idea, here's a contest for you if you're into that. And she knows he's a telekinetic and has accepted this and is totally cool with it. No real reaction to the whole telekinesis thing. She's just like, oh, a telekinetic, alright. It's like, oh, well, you fuck a pyrokinetic last week, lady? Like, this is so fucking blasé to you? That this man can move shit with his fucking mind?
Oh, one of these again.
Yeah, oh, there's another one of those guys. Fucking everywhere these days. And then, so he takes her to this room. There's like two small red buttons on the wall, right? There's like one button on the one side and one button on the other, and he's like, we're gonna engage in a contest. You get to shoot an arrow, I get to shoot an arrow. If you shoot an arrow and you manage to hit this, it like opens it up and there's like a fucking like Phantom Rolls Royce in there, like Rolls Royce Phantom, the really nice one.
Right.
He's like, then you get to take that home with you.
Yeah.
That's yours to keep. And she's like, all right, that's pretty fucking cool. He's on, if I shoot an arrow and I hit this button, and it opens up another wall, and there's just like a bed hanging on 4 wires from the ceiling swinging slightly, like, And she's like, well, all right, I'll take this chance. And then she shoots and she misses. And then he shoots and he hits, obviously. And she's just like, all right, well, I guess I gotta fuck him now. And then she just like walks off and, you know, and that's like the whole first 20 minutes of this fucking movie. You're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude.
It doesn't really get into any nudity or any shit. It's just really dumb fucking one-liner jokes that make no sense. Because they're, I'm assuming, translated from Italian to English, and you know, the joke doesn't translate correctly, or they just were terrible at writing jokes. But like, his powers are gone for 6 hours, and she turns out to have been the bad guy, and he's trying to like sneak onto like a truck that these robbers are driving as they're loading him up at the bank. So he decides to get this other chick who he called to get some pussy in the beginning of the movie, completely forgot about, and just was like, meh, and then slept with this other chick. She shows up, and he's like, oh yeah, you know, I just banged this other chick while you were on your way to come, you know, fuck me. And she's like, oh, okay, yeah, so, you know, whatever. And then she's like just traveling around and hanging out with him while they're going to solve the crime, and he's like, I need to get in his car. And so he whispers something to her, and she goes around the corner, takes off all her clothes, and distracts the men from like fucking loading the bank truck so he can just walk on without anybody noticing. So she's walking around in like panties and a bra.
Fuck.
Yeah, it makes no goddamn sense. The whole movie was fucking
bizarre,
ridiculous and absolutely amazing. It was just so fucking funny.
That's fucking brilliant.
And he's got this goofy ass costume. Like, it just, you can see it on the Discord message I left about it, but it's like, just dumb
it's
as
like all
fuck
yellow
looking.
and fucking. He's got like a Cyclops visor for some reason.
Yeah, it makes no sense, and it just doesn't look. It looks ridiculous too. But for some reason, whenever he's in superhero mode in the superhero outfit, it's very obviously a smaller, skinnier actor. And his idea of being a superhero involves a lot of just standing there moving around constantly, like just bouncing back and forth from foot to foot, and just can't stop fucking moving. And all of his telekinetic superpowers involve just punching people really hard. So, you know, there's a lot of telekinesis in there.
That's fucking weird, dude.
The whole thing is absurd. It's pretty fucking funny. It's well worth watching.
Yeah, so it's it falls into the it's so bad it's good territory.
Definitely so bad it's good. Yeah. It's the kind of movie that Red Letter Media would enjoy the hell out of. You know, like they'd be like, "This is great."
Right.
None of this makes any sense, but I can't stop laughing. You know.
Right. This isn't a comedy, but I can't stop laughing.
I think this was intended to be a comedy, and it's so bad that instead of being unfunny, it's even funnier.
Right.
Like they managed to get funnier than they originally intended by accident.
Yeah, it's not funny for the reasons they thought it was funny. They thought they were going for. Yeah. That's fucking awesome.
Man, I don't understand people with the fucking boba. Why you gotta have balls in your drink? That just does not sound fucking appetizing to me.
Yeah, is that the one where you're actually supposed to swallow, like drink those fucking things?
Yeah, you're supposed. If you get like a big ass fat straw in these boba drinks, and it's like you're supposed to suck the little balls into your mouth, and then I think you're supposed to chew them up like and eat them. You're not supposed to just swallow them like whole.
Yeah. That's I think I heard read or heard something about somebody who wasn't chewing them and apparently got completely bound up. I think it totally fucked up her intestinal tract.
Good lord. Yeah, I don't know, man. I've never tried the boba shit. I have no interest in it. I have been eating a lot of rice porridge lately, but that's it. That's the weirdest I've gotten.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been eating a lot of tapioca, so that's kind of the same thing. Although, again, I still haven't figured out, like, does the tapioca actually give it a different flavor? Because somebody was like, yeah, it's just vanilla ice cream with those tapioca things in it. And I'm like, well, no, it's got to be contributing some kind of flavor, right?
I would assume there's a flavor to
Do you know anything about
tapioca.
tapioca?
I would assume there is a flavor for
Yeah,
the tapioca beads. I don't know. I've never really had tapioca.
yeah, because it definitely tastes similar to vanilla, but it's not the same, or at least not to me.
Yeah, there's
I mean,
gotta
I like
be
vanilla and
at
all,
least
but
a subtle difference in the flavor. I would assume.
yeah, because I started looking up the recipes, and yeah, you use vanilla in the recipes. But again, I can't imagine why the fuck you would just want little fucking, little fish eyes in your in your fucking pudding if it wasn't adding something to the flavor.
Yeah. It's like, if you had rice is not a particularly strong flavor, but if you just cooked the rice porridge and just ate it plain, you would definitely have a flavor.
Yeah.
Or like oats.
Yeah, or definitely have something in there.
Or like potato or something. Like, there's a lot of stuff like that where it's not a strong flavor, but there's definitely a flavor there.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely contributes something. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That was bugging. I was like, but then I ate it. I'm like, no, this is, again, it's similar to vanilla, but it's not the same. So yeah, gotta be.
Now I feel like I should go have some tapioca.
Like I said, I gotta look it up more. I didn't look, dude. I love that shit, man. I don't like the actual pieces of tapioca. I could do without that. But yeah, the flavor of the tapioca
weird texture
itself
aspect of it.
I really enjoy it.
Texture,
yeah.
I wonder, since like tapioca generally comes in like a bead form, I wonder if you could powderize the beads and then just make a pudding that way without that weird texture.
Yeah, you would think so. Yeah, because it definitely seems to have a similar gel-like quality or whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of like similar to cornstarch or like potato starch, where it's just like, just absorbs liquid and turns into gelatinous mess.
Yeah. Yeah, and I remember I used to get like the little snack pack ones, and the pieces of tapioca in that are like pretty tiny. Yeah. But the ones you get like a big tub of it, like Knutson's brand, I think, is one of them. But anyways, like in those ones, they're pretty big little balls of that shit.
Yeah.
And again, it tastes gross or anything. It really doesn't taste like much of anything at all. So yeah, I wish they would put smaller tapioca things in those.
I've never had.
It's not enough to stop me from eating it.
Yeah, I've never had tapioca and I've never had boba, so I don't have any frame of reference for the like the flavor or the texture or the size of the tapioca balls. I just don't understand why you would want them in your tea at all to start with. But yeah, like I've never had either.
Wait, you've never tried tapioca pudding?
Yeah, no, never had tapioca pudding.
Tapioca pudding's really good, dude.
I've had rice pudding and it was very tasty. But
no, I like it way more than. Yeah, rice pudding's okay, dude, but I like tapioca pudding way more than rice pudding. Yeah, I would suggest buying like the snack pack one to.
Oh yeah,
try that.
We gotta order groceries
the little
tonight.
Fucking tapioca thingy are way smaller.
We gotta put in our groceries.
Yeah, and I think that like a little 4-pack.
So I may get like some tapioca. Although I think I'm not. I might have to do it another time because I'm already getting stuff for root beer floats. Cause it's
one of
that
these
time
days.
of year. It's perfect time for like root beer floats, and I don't really need like pudding and root beer floats. So I'll have to remember it's a tapioca.
Oh, gotcha.
I only need so much fucking sugar in my life,
Yeah, I hear you. But yeah, the tapioca, because you put a decent amount of Cool Whip on with it, A lot of times I'll actually kind of just mix it all up instead of leaving them separate. That turns out pretty well. Yeah, tapioca. Yeah, because the snack pack things, I think a 4-pack is like $1.25, $1.50 maybe for like a 4-pack. Yeah, it doesn't add much.
That's not too bad. Yeah.
It's, like any of them, it's pretty cheap. Yeah. The other ones probably taste a little better, but goddamn, seriously, those fucking tapioca things, little tapioca balls are pretty good, pretty decent size.
Oh, I wonder if it comes in like different size tapioca balls. Like, can you get like?
Yeah, I've never seen it. I just
tapioca with bigger balls or smaller balls.
Ones that are it probably just varies by what company's making it or whatever. Like the ones that are a little more upscale, I guess you call it, are they come in like a bigger container and all that shit. Those ones generally tend to have the bigger ones. But again, snack pack or any of those individual little ones tend to have the really small tapioca bits.
Yeah, interesting.
Which again, I wish that's what they used in the other ones.
Or how much tapioca balls are?
Because it's like from a root, I think, right? Pretty sure tapioca is from like a root. Root of, I would have guessed the tapioca plant. I had to guess.
It's tapioca spheres produced from tapioca, a starch extracted from the cassava root.
Cassava, okay.
That's a weird one, yeah.
No. Yeah, I'm trying to think. There's something weird about cassava, but I'm not remembering exactly what. It might just be a flavor. I don't know. Check it out.
Dude, no, I was just curious as to like how much you would have to spend on tapioca balls.
Yeah. Oh, for the actual tapioca, what do they call them? Pearls or something?
Yeah, tapioca pearls.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, it seems like they're all fucking boba ones, which would be like fucking obnoxious and way too big.
Oh, tapioca ones get that big? Holy shit!
Well, no, that's the same thing in tapioca. It's the same. That's how they make the balls in the bubble tea, the boba tea. It's tapioca pearls.
Oh,
they're
okay.
Just really big tapioca pearls.
Jesus Christ, dude, that's crazy. I guess they definitely come in different.
Yeah, so if I wanted to buy like
holy fuck
tapioca pearls that are the size of my fucking pinky tip, when they're fucking fully swelled up, I mean, I could buy like fucking 2 pounds for like $10.
Yeah.
But the ones that are small, like in your fucking pudding and stuff, I think that's smaller. Let's see. Hold on. This is. Oh, I think I can buy small ones too. From like fucking Thailand.
Damn it! I'm trying. I hate using my phone for this shit. I'm trying to post a picture of Tess Holiday. The modern face of fucking anorexia.
Huh.
Yeah. Well, I guess if Amber Heard can be the face of domestic violence victims, why not have Tess Holiday be the face of anorexia?
That does make you wonder, yeah. Oh, why? Why would you do that?
Oh man, I didn't get it in fast enough. That is fucking disturbing. Is that a real tongue? That can't be a real tongue.
I have no idea. I would assume it's some sort of like Photoshop thing. Like somebody
Yeah, you
did
can
some
see it
sort of
getting
digital
bigger.
fucking enhancement.
Yeah, I can see it getting
Or
bigger
a
and smaller.
fake tongue, maybe, or like the guy just has a giant fucking.
He stuck
tongue.
a gigantic. Yeah, he stuck a gigantic earthworm in his mouth. It kind of looks like when it gets the biggest and starts to retract, it almost looks like a fucking worm. You didn't like the Tess Holiday modern anorexia picture?
Yeah. Clearly, anorexia is a problem for her. Looks like she got bingo wings under those tattoos.
Dude, it's so fucking absurd, man. And they are ridiculous. You know, referring to her as anorexic is, dude. I guess she's just living her truth.
You see, I put down her favorite,
which has nothing to do with reality. Yeah.
The butter and the toast. I feel like Tess Holiday would really appreciate that. Just trying to make sure Tess Holiday
I'm sorry.
on the fucking main page. Anymore.
Sorry. Oops, anorexia. Oh, wow. CNN.
Oh yeah, CNN.
CNN
Oh, did you hear somebody tried to fucking kill Kavanaugh?
Like others. Oh yeah.
Somebody was caught with a gun that had planned and he just openly told the police, "Oh no, I'm here to kill Brett Kavanaugh." And I saw his fucking house on the protest, so I figured out what neighborhood he was in.
Yeah, dude, the whole thing about those protests is apparently it is illegal to protest outside of a Supreme Court justice's house, which I can kind of understand. Like normally, well, I don't know. I think protests should really be limited to public places. Don't you think? Oh shit! Did it kick me off?
No, sorry. I just kind of drifted for a second there.
Oh, okay. Slap yourself around some, dude. Wake yourself up. All right. Yeah, I don't know if this is where the original one came from, but it is. The CNN
Maybe I'll
article
have a mint
of Tess Holiday claiming to be fucking anorexic.
I kind of remember her doing
put it
that.
in your eyeballs.
I think it was like a couple years ago, yeah.
What the fuck, dude?
You like my gifts?
Yeah, there's another one for. Take that. That's the actual article. I remember reading through it, dude, and they're literally the whole time totally serious.
Oh, if you were anorexic,
Tess Holiday has survived anorexia. Yeah, or either that, or you fucking kicked more of anorexia's ass than anyone ever has. That would be funny, dude. She basically used to look like Eugenia Cooney, and now she looks like this.
If that's true, it would definitely be interesting, but I don't know.
Yeah.
There's really nothing. I was kind of scanning through the article. There's really nothing that really says anything other than her just claiming it. But yeah, like there's no pictures, there's no evidence, there's no like I used to weigh X amount and I had to gain weight or I was gonna die or anything.
Yeah, why the fuck would you bother printing this fucking article? It literally feels like it's kind of like a heat check to see how much bullshit.
Yeah, how stupid people are. Are people
they
dumb
can
enough
get
to
the
buy
public
this
to
shit
believe?
yet?
You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh shit, are there comments on that? Hold on, I gotta see this. Let me see if there's comments on, because there normally are comments on these stories.
I don't see any.
I gotta know now. Read more content. All right. I've had a lot of messages from folks that are anorexic that are angry because they. What a shocker! Damn it! There are no comments. Shit, that sucks.
You can
Oh
click
wait,
through
no,
to
no,
her
no.
link
No, there
of
are.
her fucking announcing that she's anorexic. But like the replies are all fucking catered by
Oh,
Twitter.
it goes to Twitter. All right. Yeah. Okay. So it just goes to Twitter. Okay. Thank you.
A lot of the
Oh
fucking
wow.
stuff is just
Yeah, it really
Demi
is.
Lovato.
Jesus Christ. No weight, food restriction, fear of gaining weight, and a strong desire to be thin. Oh yeah, I'm sure that nails Tess Holiday. I think she might have the reverse anorexia thing, where she thinks she's thin. I could buy that.
I keep trying to load on replies to see if there's anybody that says anything.
I'm sure any of that shit
Cunty
got
McTwat
fucking
said
jammed up.
to Tessa's tweet announcing her anorexia.
Anorexia.
Cunty McTwat says, try having self-control and not eating yourself to death. As a healthcare professional, I feel completely comfortable saying that. And then it's just a bunch of people saying, I love you, mama.
Yeah, I started scrolling down through that, and I'm like, you fucking idiots, dude. Jesus Christ.
Alright, that's about as much as I can take. Well, 50% of them are probably not real people.
Yeah, maybe more than that, probably.
Oh, yeah, true. With Twitter, it's hard to tell. And
Stunning.
Can't see that many people giving a shit about Tess Holiday, honestly. Like, she was interesting for like 5 minutes because it was like, oh, she's fat, but she's not as ugly as most fat women are.
Right.
Like she's
turns out, you're that fat. It doesn't matter how pretty your face is.
Yeah, I wonder if she has like a lot of dudes that are lining up to bang her. It's just like she walks into the bar and people are like, "Oh, look, I put my wedding ring back on," and
I'm gay all of a sudden.
yeah, a couple of guys are like,
man.
just make out, she'll leave us alone.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, obviously there are people that are attracted to fucking ridiculously fat people like that, but the vast majority of us have no interest in that
bizarre. It's always skinny people who are attracted to the fat person for some odd reason. Have you noticed that? Like, there's a lot of fat dudes with skinny little wives, and a lot of fat chicks with skinny little husbands.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. It definitely seems like more often than not. You know, like sometimes you'll get the fat, two fat people together. But it really does seem like more often than not. One of them's really skinny and the other one's really fat. But yeah, definitely not uncommon to be a fucking really skinny person with a really fat person.
Yeah, I was just thinking, because like my buddy, I had a buddy in high school, and for a little while after high school, before he went loopy, he was a skinny guy, and his girlfriend was like a big old chunky girl. And then I knew a dude in high school who was dating a just ridiculously fat chick who was the skinny little dude. And then I've seen a number of like friends' parents or stuff where the guy is like super fat and the wife is still skinny.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like it seems like a theme. It's
I think that happens more often than not. Because for dudes, looking good is not nearly as essential as it is for the women. So it kind of makes sense. Dudes can end up, putting on weight and not giving a shit. Yeah, that definitely happened with me.
Well, I mean,
Now
the
that I
main
think about
thing
it, that
if you're
now.
trying to get a good-looking woman is just to have the amount of money it takes to afford her, really, more than anything else.
Yeah, yeah,
Because, like,
yeah.
you know, if you're a hideous fucking chode, but you
Yeah,
got like
guys tend
10
to
million
get
in the
that.
bank, there's gonna be chicks lining up to fuck you. Like, they're all in.
Yeah, yeah. God damn, I'm trying to think of a show. Maybe it was the 90 Day Fiance, but there was this one dude who was like really rich, but he looked like a fucking. He was just a weird looking dude. Obviously, you know, exceptionally ugly, I guess I would say. Let's see if I
Exceptionally
can
ugly.
find it. But yeah, the girl was like, "No, no, I'm not." Like, there's a limit to how ugly you can be relative to your money.
Damn.
Yeah, it was
Kind of
fucked up. I
harsh,
felt
but,
bad for the
you
guy.
know, to be fair though, like, you know, there's a value in being super attractive when you're a woman. Like, there's a lot of dudes who will fucking basically pay your way in life just to fucking put their penis inside you, preferably in an exclusive agreement. You know,
Right.
like you can't really get that same deal if you're a super attractive dude. You still have to make money. Like, you don't have to make as much because there's a lot of women who will bang you, but like just not like exclusively. Like, they're not going to marry you or anything like that. They'll just bang you for a couple of days and then move
Yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah. Or they're going to say, "All right, yeah, I'll marry you. I'll even occasionally have sex with you, but I'm going to have sex with other guys." You know,
Yeah. Oh
something
yeah.
like that.
Oh yeah. But if you got big bags of
All
fucking
right.
money, you're all set. Like, most women are into that.
Yeah, yeah,
At least far more
but
into
yeah.
that than are not
Let's
into
see.
that. That's to be a fair statement there. Oh, 90
Yeah.
Days
Oh, apparently he.
Fiancés.
Yeah, that was the guy. He's like at least a millionaire, I guess. So, you know, pretty rich.
He seemed like a decent guy
And
too.
then,
That was the
yeah, the
sad
first
part.
time
Like,
we
he's
met.
actually like a really nice guy from what I saw. Everything I've seen of him.
Yeah,
You know. And these chicks are
yeah,
obviously
yeah. He's
only
just
there for the
exceptionally
money and
ugly.
treat him like shit. It's like, goddamn, poor guy.
Nah, I was under the impression that if I made a bunch of money, all women would marry me, even as ugly as I am.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it turns out there's a limit. But yeah, you're right. Yeah, because really, it was tough.
Oh, you kind of roboted out for that whole statement.
And his reaction to her reaction, like, it was really fucking sad.
Well, you're coming back in now.
But no,
but
just
yeah.
again watching. Is it still robotic? Okay, yeah. No, I was saying it was sad to watch her reaction. Well, not it wasn't sad to watch her reaction. It was sad to watch his reaction to her reaction.
Oh yeah.
Like, fucking poor guy.
I didn't watch much of it. I just seen like little clips on YouTube here and there, like little 10, 15-second like memeable shit. But he genuinely seemed to be like a decent guy. Like, he wasn't out to like really like fuck anybody's day up or anything like that. Like, he's just like a normal dude.
Yeah,
who just,
definitely.
You know, wants a girl to like him. You know.
Yeah. Although I'm looking at, but apparently he was insistent that she shave her legs.
I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, that's pretty normal, standard kind of.
Yeah, well, no, they were making a. Yeah, she was from. I don't know where she was from, but it wasn't America. So I guess apparently whatever culture she grew up in, leg shaving was not a normal thing. But yeah, you're right.
Weird. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I mean,
especially
it seems
be living
reasonable.
here.
Like, if you're the
necessary.
guy with the amount of money that he's got in order to get the girl over there, And like if you ask her to shave her legs, she should shave her fucking legs. Really. At the end of the day.
I guess I think the problem is I think what people are taking issue with is like, dude, you're ugly, motherfucker. Why are you insisting on her doing that?
Oh, like she should just completely give up on her appearance because he's not naturally beautiful. That's fucking dumb.
Yeah, because they're definitely making a big deal about it.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me.
He wants his wife to be pretty, no leg,
let's
hair.
take a look at this guy, right? Like, he's got his beard properly trimmed. He's got his hair neatly cut. He's wearing clothes that fit. He's wearing like nice clothes. He's doing what he can about his appearance.
Yeah,
because I'm gonna say like the majority of what makes him look ugly is all genetic issues. It's not like
it's the way he was born. Yeah,
he's clearly got some sort of defects that are making him look like a fucking munchkin. But yeah, shaving one's legs is definitely within everyone's control. But it's not like he has like a beard that's like different lengths on different parts of his face, and like his hair all wild and uncombed and like greasy and shit. Like this dude's taking care of himself. He's he's doing what he can to shine that
with
turd,
what little,
like
with what little he has to work with, he's doing what he can. Yeah,
I got nothing but respect for the dude. Like, hey, you do exactly what you can do,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
That does seem. I didn't read the actual article. I'm actually assuming, but yeah, it seems like they're outraged because he's insisting that she shave her legs or something.
Well, and then also, people are stupid because they probably it's the producer that told him to insist,
Right. Yeah, they definitely fuck with them like that.
Yeah, and I would also kind of wonder. I'm losing the train of thought.
Because of some. But yeah, I think they're almost certainly. Like they could have even not even said it straight out, but be like, dude, this. I get that she's from another country, but look at those fucking hairy legs. That's such an easy fix. And then he's like, yeah, you're right. I'm gonna tell her to shave her leg. And they're like, oh yeah, this is gonna get on the internet and piss people off.
Yeah, I don't understand why people have a weird thing about like leg shaving or not shaving, or like guys asking girls to shave. Because, like, chicks will ask dudes to do that all the time.
Yeah.
Like, some chicks are into beards, some are not. But if you're with a chick that's not into beards, she'll be like, you need to shave that off. You need to shave that off. Get rid of that fucking beard. And it'll be constant until the beard is gone. Like, they'll just not stop.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Have you seen any...
Yeah, no need to go to social media. Yeah.
I was going to say, have you seen any of the Tipsy Bartender stuff? He's like a black dude, bald, kind of Caribbean guy. I think he's Caribbean. Who makes drinks on YouTube.
I don't think so.
Oh, he's fucking hilarious.
So what does he just show us how to make?
I think
drinks?
He's got it's him making drinks. He's just fascinating. I'm wondering if there's like a GIF with him in there. Like, I know he was a meme at one point. Oh, here we go. Here's the GIF of him right there. It's probably him with a giant Bloody Mary in that fucking bottle. Did that guy look familiar?
me see. God damn.
That's a lot of fucking Bloody Mary, right?
Yeah, it looks kind of familiar.
Yeah, I know there's a thing of him going like, yeah, boy, and then doing like the mwah with the two fingers and like flicking them out like, oh, that's delicious.
Yeah. Yeah, alright. Damn.
He's fucking, this dude is a fucking riot. You should, Tipsy Bartender. Fucking watch that shit on YouTube. It's fucking, like, I don't drink and it's just fucking great.
Yeah.
Like, he'll do things like, you know, fill a giant cooler full of booze, and it's entertaining to watch because you're like, oh, somebody's having a fucking weekend party today. Like, you know, like that's definitely gonna be a lot of fucked up people.
Jesus, dude, that has to be a minimum of 3 gallons.
Yeah, that's at least 3 gallons, probably more like 4 or 5. Yeah. Because he's pretty fucking buff, and if he's having trouble holding that, I'm going to assume that's probably more like 5 gallons jug. Because he's a very large-looking, imposing-looking guy.
3 gallons. Yeah, it's got to be 5, come to think of it. Yeah, because the 3 gallon, like, it's kind of unwieldy, but it's not actually really that heavy.
And this dude is not like a weak little fucking pussy boy. He's got some fucking meat on him. He's just very colorful and like animated and like over the top, as you can see from the gifs, you know. Like,
yeah, that's definitely a lot of change.
Yeah, I just saw like some random clips of somebody like reacting to him, and I was like, all right, I gotta watch this dude like IRL. I gotta watch his actual channel. This is fucking amazing. And his videos are so addictive.
I'm just looking at the best jungle juice ever, just the thumbnail. I'm like, god damn, that's a lot of shit. He's got White Claws, he's got the rum, what else? Some juice, pineapple juice, I'm assuming, or some kind of blend.
Oh yeah, that dude don't fuck around at all.
Alright. That's a very colorful array of fruits and shit on the top too. Very aesthetically pleasing.
Oh yeah, he's very good at making the drink pretty. Like he's like I think he might be a professional bartender, I would assume.
Yeah, that's a pretty safe bet, I would say.
But he's all about adding shit to drinks that like you're not supposed to eat or drink, and like what was one of them? He was making like a pink ball shot. I don't know what that's. That seems like there's some sort of like thing that everybody would recognize that, but I've never heard of one before. But he rims the glass with like a pink white chocolate sort of thing, and he's like, and you can try to like lick that off the glass when you're at home. Don't do that in the club. You look really fucking weird doing that shit in the club. I'll just enjoy the shot in the club. You don't need to lick the glass. It looks weird and awkward, and you shouldn't do it in public. It's just like, oh, fuck.
He's like, I've seen plenty of people do it, and it's never sexy.
Yep. There was one he was making, like a fucking big vat of fucking Long Island iced tea for like a Long Island iced tea punch kind of drink with some other little things thrown in, like fresh fruit and stuff floating around in it. And he just casually tosses off. He's like, "Yeah, this is the one time I see a man dry in a bar who was drinking shit like that," and then just never says anything else about it. And you're like, "That's a fucking fascinating sounding story, sir. Please finish the story.
Yeah, please go on."
Right. I want to know about this guy that died from drinking Long Island iced teas. I know this is morbid and dark, but fuck you. You can't start that story and then move. No, come back, please. Never went back to it.
Yeah, that's kind of fucked up.
But you gotta love it, though.
Cock tease.
If you're a bartender, you know you're gonna see somebody die from drinking sooner or later.
Yeah. It is just a matter of time.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I would assume, yeah. Poor guy. Oh, there was a game I found that I wanted to try to get you to play, but I couldn't figure out how to do it online, so I figured that was definitely not going to work out the way I'd hoped. It's called Trial by Trolley, and we would have needed like a Samaj to show up or something. We would have needed like a third, but the deal is you have a playing board that's 2 railroad tracks with like a splitter. And it's a play on that old, like, there's one small child and 10 old people on, opposite rail tracks, and you can switch it to track A or B. Which track do you switch? Right? Like which group of people do you kill, kind of thing.
Gotcha.
Only the goal is you have 2 teams, and it's depending on how many people are playing, but there's 2 teams, and you're trying to get your opponent's people run over, so you get to pick 2 people that you think that the judge will want to kill on their railroad track, and 1 person you think that the judge will want to save on your railroad track.
Oh wow!
And
okay.
so then the game essentially devolves into the teams making their case for why, like, the other team's people are worthless and should get run over by the railroad track.
All right, that's an interesting premise.
It's like shit like the fucking old guy from Indiana Jones, the last Crusader or whatever, who was in the protecting the Holy Grail. Or like
gotcha.
A 19-year-old Bitcoin billionaire. Like it's all these goofy sort of like things, yeah. Or like, it's a 10-year-old kid who could potentially grow up to cure cancer, and it gets pretty funny. I was like, this game would be really fun, but sadly I don't know how to make it work. I went to the website and it was just like a build your own card game website, and I'm like, I think that this is something that may have used to have been a thing like 10 years ago. It is no longer a thing, unfortunately.
Right. Like nobody's doing any upkeep or anything.
Yeah, no.
Like, here you go. Try to make something out of this.
Good luck. Crap. Like, it was probably a thing that was really popular a while ago and just fell off over time, and now nobody does it anymore.
Yeah. But yeah, that isn't, again, that's a pretty interesting premise for a game.
Yeah. I think it would have been fun arguing over which group of people to die.
I remember them doing in the first rehab I went to, they had done this exercise where we were picked, like it was usually between 2 people, which one you were going to let live and which one you were going to save. And I guess not let live, but who you're going to save over the other person or whatever.
Yeah, so you got to be like, well, this person dies and I'd save this person, kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and dude, it's funny because this was when did I go to rehab? 08, early 08. So almost 15 years ago. There was one where literally on the only thing they had said about the person was basically that they were gay. And then the other person had some kind of negative shit. And then, like almost all of us were like, we're saving the gay guy, right? There's nothing wrong. He doesn't appear to have any fucking issues or any negative shit.
Yeah.
But there was one guy that was just like obviously grew up in a environment that was not kind to homosexuals. So he's like,
yeah, a little homophobic.
I'm not saving him. I'm not saving that guy. I'm not saving the fag. And it was weird because that guy was actually otherwise a really good, decent human being, dude. But yeah,
I mean, you're describing the dude, a dude I met in when I was doing classes in the junior college and hung out with for like a few years. When I first met him, was super fucking homophobic. like crazy homophobic. He was he moved here from Oregon. So he kind of lived out in the fucking sticks, like out in the fucking redneck areas of Oregon. Like he would just go out with a 22 and just shoot random fucking birds and shit all the time. Like that was like one of the things he would do.
Whatever animals he came across. Yeah.
And he ain't gonna eat any of it. He just fucking randomly just fucking decimate the fucking forest. Like I'm just gonna go out and fucking cull the population. Or throw pipe bombs. You know, like he'd build pipe bombs and fucking throw those and see what he could do with those out in the fucking middle of the woods. So definitely out in the middle of fucking nowhere, because But then, I think
like you said, it was just weird.
Like, I don't know, 3 or 4 years of moving to California, he finally, he ended up working in a shop where, fucking, the owner was a dyke and all sorts of shit. Like, he completely got past his homophobia.
Yeah. That's good.
Well, I think it was being
I think we at least planted
people that
the
weren't
seed.
trying to fuck him, and he's like, oh, okay. They're not a bunch of rapist gay men that are going to try to have sex with me, even though I don't want to have sex with dudes. It's like, no, they don't.
Yeah,
that's not how that works.
Yeah, you almost want to tell them no, they find you just as unattractive as straight women do.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't know. That dude got a girlfriend, and then just fucking, I never heard from him again. I think it was primarily this girlfriend just didn't like me. You know how that shit goes, I'm sure.
Yeah, that definitely happened. Oh, yeah. Well, it probably wasn't you personally. It was probably anybody that might potentially distract him from giving her all his attention. Probably one of those types.
It sounds about right. Like, she just wanted him all the time to be paying attention to nothing but her constantly. You're not wrong.
Yeah, it's not uncommon. It does really seem that narcissism or borderline tend to be women more often than not.
Well, it's like the few times I've ever watched Twitch, guys will just talk about random shit. Girls will almost entirely talk about themselves. You know what I mean? Like, you're almost never going to get a Twitch thought who's talking about, a show on TV or Legos or fucking video game shit. It's all about them and stuff that they do or don't do or like and don't like. But everything centralizes directly on them and nothing else. It's this weird form of narcissism that's become a fucking norm for a lot of girls now. Because, the Twitch thoughts are all in their 20s, so, I'm assuming it's, a thing that's generational. Because I don't think there were that many chicks like that before. At least I don't remember
it's possible.
That. Well, I used to hang out with girls all the time, especially when I would go dancing and shit.
Yeah.
And we'd have conversations about all sorts of random shit that had nothing to do with them specifically. But, these days, it seems like the younger girls
I think
in their 20s can't talk about anything but themselves, and it's that's not fucking healthy.
Yeah, it is definitely a disturbing quality. They literally only care about themselves. They're only interested in themselves.
Yeah, it's like a hyper narcissism. It's just
it's just fucking nuts. Yeah, and I kind of think that social media has caused a lot of that.
Yeah. Well, and it's also dudes that'll.
Because again, you've got people that are super popular, and then again, if you're going to start idolizing someone like that.
Yeah, if you're an average looking girl or better, if you're average or anywhere beyond average towards attractive, if you go on to Twitch or one of those sites, you'll get a guaranteed minimum audience of people that are going to send you free money. It may not be enough to pay your bills, You know, like you're not going to get, but you're not going to get there and have like nobody watch you unless you're ugly. Like if you're a chick and you're not good looking, you better be good at gaming or something because you're not going to get the money.
Yeah, well, you.
Oh, you said yeah, well, you, and then you just went silent.
Oh, you were talking and then you kind of trailed off. I thought it was you. God damn it! I threw myself completely off. I was thinking, I was just gonna say, well, that's kind of happening now. There's some girls that you see on Twitch and these other places that are not, not fucking anywhere near 10. Look at Pokimane. Pokimane's not I mean, she's pretty fucking average looking, dude.
Yeah,
you know what
5
I mean?
or 6 for sure.
The body, yeah, the body is fucking probably almost below average, dude. And or the bitch, fuck, I don't remember her name, but there was probably about a year, at least a year ago, maybe 2. There was that bitch that was like talking shit about people who aren't subscribing to her, who aren't sending her monthly, whatever amount. And I was like, this is some skinny bitch with like almost no tits and an average at best face, and this bitch is raking in the dough. Like this bitch is super popular. And apparently feels comfortable enough to say, if you're watching my content and not subscribing, you're a piece of shit. And if you're watching her and not sending her money, you're a fucking piece of shit. I'm like, God damn, that amount of entitlement from this fucking...
Yeah, it blows your mind.
Even average looking bitch.
Yeah, it's mind blowing. It's like they're not even that attractive most of the time. It's like you're kind of gross looking.
Yeah. You're someone who would not be turning my head if I saw you on the streets, like at all.
Yeah, although not a popular opinion, I would have nothing to do with any of those thoughts. They all seem ugly as fuck to me, even the ones that are supposedly hot.
Yeah, like Amaranth, or they're fucking just horrible people for one thing. So yeah, it's like, ugh, anything to do with any bitches.
Well, like Amaranth isn't attractive to me. I don't know. It's not even necessarily the name so much as she just looks like a parody of a human.
Yeah, I definitely. I mean, compared to like Pokemon, and then I guess she's better looking than them. But yeah, there's nothing exceptional about her, dude. And she is kind of weird looking. But I guess again, anything that's kind of weird looking can also, I guess, be considered like exotic and hot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I guess that might be how it works out for some dudes.
Yeah, exactly. I guess I don't know. I put a picture of her up in the Discord, although it seems to not want to load now. Even Discord is like, I mean, she's a 7. We'll load her eventually.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fucking weird.
There we go. I mean, I guess she's a redhead and has big boobs, but she's got a really masculine face, if you ask me.
Nah.
And she looks like plasticky, like that's all like surgery and shit. I don't buy that. I don't know. She just doesn't seem like that's her natural look to me. But what the fuck do I know?
Yeah. Well, like you said, I guess maybe it's just the fact that I guess any chick is going to be, appear attractive to at least some guys, even if most guys are like, yeah, it's fucking gross.
Yeah. Well, and then when you hear them like talking, I've watched portions of streams from Amaranth, and it's fucking boring. Like, I don't understand how anyone can have any interest in this chick beyond the 5 minutes to fucking fap and then move on. You know what I mean? Like, Why are people genuinely
Yeah,
like hanging
yeah.
on her every word, sending her money? Like nothing about her is attractive to me. I just don't get that at all.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking bizarre, man.
Or like if you watch Pokemon stream for a while, like she's just a bitch. She's a fucking
Yeah,
unpleasant,
yeah, she's an awful
insufferable
person.
cunt. Like I wouldn't want to be around her. Like famous or not, like I wouldn't want to
Yeah,
chill with this
yeah.
chick, you know?
Yeah, it kind of makes me wonder, like, because I like Sweet Anita, and I don't know, she's like, again, not super, but I like her look, dude. Um,
Yeah.
but she's actually got a personality, you know what I mean? Like, she
Yeah.
is pretty interesting to listen to. So there are at least some that are popular that you're like, okay, yeah, I can see that. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Makes
not a
sense.
whole lot. Most of them are just having.
Well, it's like like
inane
the ASMR
conversation.
when the ASMR thing got invaded by the Twitch thoughts. Like the Twitch thoughts are the ones I'm talking about. Where I'm
All
just
right.
like I don't understand why anybody finds them attractive. There are women on Twitch that are entertaining. Like there are. I just don't watch Twitch, so I couldn't give you any examples because I'm just never on the platform.
Yeah.
But there are
Yeah,
women
same
that
here.
actually play games and do things and stream online that are actually entertaining and not like fucking horrific with terrible personalities and
Yeah.
basically there because they're willing to shake their titties for the fucking camera.
Yeah.
They just generally don't get the same recognition, sadly.
Yeah, because even Sweet Anita's doesn't have like huge fucking numbers as far as subscriptions and all that shit, compared to again like a Pokemon or fucking Amaranth or any of them,
No.
or any random hot tub fucking streaming bitches.
Well, to be fair, like one of the statistics I like about OnlyFans is that the vast majority of women on it make less than minimum wage.
Oh right,
So,
right.
like, while there are people like we're talking about Amaranth, like people like Amaranth and shit who make a bunch of money on OnlyFans, or like Belle Delphine and shit like that, the majority of the women that are posting all their nudes and other shit on fucking on that site are breaking like in the red. Like they're making less money than they're probably putting into it.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but the ones that are making money, god damn, are they making money?
Yep.
I think Belle Delphine was claiming she made like $2 million a month or some fucking crazy amount. Yeah, yeah, yet another one. It doesn't make any fucking sense.
God.
Again,
It would be
other
awful. It would
than
be
the fact,
absolutely terrible if somebody were to like just take a sniper round and drop like the top 10 of these chicks in Minecraft.
yes, that would be so tragic.
Nobody should ever
Such
do
a
that, and
tragedy.
it's a terrible thing. And we would absolutely never celebrate or recommend anybody to do. In our audience of 0 people.
Yeah, I don't want to get us kicked off. How would we regrow our audience?
How would we grow our... Well, apparently you can just flat out threaten people's lives and fucking swat people and all that shit and be fine as long as it's the right fucking political people you're going after.
Yeah, that checks out.
Oh, there we go. That's one of my favorite fucking gifs to post on Discord right there. The rabbit on the toilet.
Oh, right.
I just fucking love that one for some reason. You just imagine you open the fucking thing, you're gonna go take a shit, and you're like, sorry, what the fuck? Like, have you ever heard of the fucking back rooms? It's like
I don't think so.
It's like a weird meme creepypasta story thing for the fucking the Zoomer crowd. And it's basically a bunch of
gotcha.
people. Let's see if I can. Who've made a mythos around no clipping out of reality and into like another fucking another reality by accident.
Sound, camera,
Rolling.
all right.
And it's all just like empty back rooms like that you would see in like office buildings and shit, but like sinister. I put up a YouTube video. I'd check it out later. It's kind of funny. It's like a wacky sort of concept. Oh, apparently this is from '96. Damn, I guess I'm wrong. It's not a Zoomer thing. It's a Boomer thing.
God fucking damn it. You hear me?
Yeah. Or at least I
Gabby?
can now. If I couldn't hear you before, I can hear you now. Hello?
Okay. Yeah, it completely kicked me off, dude.
Oh, for a second. Are you on your fucking phone game? You're on your phone game, I can tell.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're kind of a little robot-y now. You were coming in a minute ago.
Stabby?
Yo.
Hello?
Hello. Hello, sir.
Yeah, are you hearing me now or no?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Fuck. All right, you're not hearing me then? Hold on.
Weird.
How about now? Oh.
Yo, can you
Are
hear
you
me
hearing
now?
me?
Can you hear me? Because I've heard you this whole time.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Can you? Fucking kidding me? Okay, cool.
I've been
All right,
hearing
I'm
you
back.
most of this time, by the way.
Oh, all right.
I heard you also the whole time. I don't think you could hear me for
Neighbors.
some reason though. Like I was just checking my
yeah,
settings to
because
make sure
it
they
didn't seem like you were
change.
responding. Yeah, well, the first time it definitely kicked me all the way off because, like, normally when I come back on when that's happening, I'll manually, hang up and then reconnect. But the first time, it literally, I was just completely kicked off.
Weird. Well, anyway, I put up some videos from the back room.
So yeah, it seems like when that happens, yeah.
Oh, my fucking ears are sweaty. Gross.
Yeah.
Got the fucking 90
All
degree weather
right.
outside, and it's like 82 degrees in my room with air conditioning.
God damn it.
So hopefully we're gonna get the fucking air conditioning guys to come out this fucking next week and fix that. Cause like I don't know what it is, but they run the AC in the house, and like the whole rest of the house stays cool. But apparently, like my room and my sister's room both get no air conditioning and just get really fucking hot.
Yeah.
Hello, you're kind of roboting if you're able to hear me. Hello, darkness, my old friend. It's the sound of silence. Oh, maybe I should pretend to be talking back and forth. Like I'm in a conversation to try to throw him off now. Oh no. He's gone forever. We're all doomed. What's my settings just to double check? Yeah, I'm still set right. Maybe Satan's satire finally found his house and decided to stab him to death. As he's been promised so many times with so little delivery. Well, at least I have pizza to look for. Why is Darth Vader so interested in hot dogs? That's weird. Hello? I don't know. Hello? Hello? Are you trying rejoining? See if that works?
How about now? Can you fucking hear me now?
I can hear you now, but yeah.
Jesus Christ, dude. No, it's the fucking game. There's a thing, a few hours, like a set of tasks you have to complete. But usually I can get it done before it kicks me off, but this time it did it almost right away. And then I was like trying to reconnect, but then that kicks the game off, and then I have to fucking reload it again, and it kept kicking me off. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna get these done really quick. And then it ended up taking a little longer than it normally does. So my apologies. But now I don't have to log back onto the game for a while. So sometime after podcast.
Well, we're almost done. I mean, it's like 5:30. It's not too longer.
Yeah.
Although, to be honest, I've kind of run out of things I can think of as topics. I'm sure there's other things going on, but I can't think of anything.
Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything major.
Like, I know meat has gotten a lot more expensive. That's fucking unfortunate.
Yeah, what, meat, you said?
Yeah, meat in and of itself is just getting a lot more expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, that fucking sucks. Yeah, you know what? I noticed there was not a lot of fucking specials going on. Like, normally something is on sale, whether it's a ribeye or T-bone. Like, there's usually at least halfway decent cut of meat that's on sale for pretty cheap. And, yeah, I have not been seeing much of that lately. Like, the only shit that's on sale is, like, chuck steak chuck steak or like the lesser cuts.
I don't
But
know
none of
if
the good shit
tri-tip is a
is really
common
on
cut
sale
for
lately.
you. Like, I think that might be mainly a California cut, the tri-tip.
Yeah, I don't see it a whole lot here. Yeah.
But Costco carries them in like 2-packs, and you used to be able to pick one up for like $30, and now they're like $50.
Yeah, Jesus, dude.
So prices are just getting
That's
out of
fucking
hand
nuts.
like crazy. And the thing is, like, there's no reason for any of these prices to be this high. It's all manufactured through, like, farmers being forced to destroy their crops and fucking businesses being shut down for like 2 years. And it's it's like really strange that Bill Gates is buying up all this farmland and then suddenly food is twice as expensive. Isn't that fucking weird?
Yeah,
that's not at all suspicious, is it?
So
no, I mean, it's just just coincidence that he's suddenly all the stuff he bought is twice as valuable.
Have you heard about how many fucking food manufacturing or processing plants have gone up in flames recently?
No. Is that a thing? Is that a thing now? They're just burning down food processing plants to fucking drive up the cost to get more money?
There have been a bunch of food processing plants, like way more than what you think is average or whatever. Yeah,
Really?
yeah. A suspiciously large amount of food processing plants have been fucking knocked out of commission by arson or whatever the fuck. I wish I had some more concrete.
By totally not suspicious
fucking
arson that has nothing to do with the establishment.
Yeah, exactly. That is exactly
because some person out there just was like, you know what? Fuck food processing.
This is exact amount.
Fuck food processing. I'm gonna go burn them all down. That's exactly what some random person out in the fucking world said. That's totally believable.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're suspiciously widespread. They get around a lot. It's pretty crazy, and they're very good at it. I mean, you would think the average arsonist would like fail to get the thing going at least occasionally, but once these places get in, they're fucking done for.
Yeah.
Very, very busy little bee, that arsonist guy that hates food processing plants.
Yeah, which is not at all a weird thing to just have a random fucking psycho target. Yeah, no, or a group of psychos target.
Yeah.
Which let's face it, a group of arsonists? I don't think so. Like, arson is
those guys tend to be loners.
Yeah, arson is generally speaking like the kind of crime that's committed by solo people who have like severe mental health issues, like they're like fucking psychopaths or they're other weird shit wrong with them.
Yeah.
And they get off on it. It's not normally a group sport.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, when it's done in groups, it's just good old-fashioned healthy fun.
My suspicion is that the gene therapy was not as successful spread as they hoped it would be.
Me and my friends used to do that shit.
Oh, try to burn down the fucking desert.
Yeah. I never targeted. We didn't want to cause anyone actual damage.
See, but that's the kind of thing that makes sense, though, as a
shit.
group of people just being retarded out in the fucking middle of nowhere, trying to light like a fucking tree on fire or something stupid like that.
Yeah.
Like, that's really a believable, normal human fucking thing.
Yeah.
The concept that just a group of people nationwide have decided that, you know what? I fucking hate food processing plants. Places that put food in cans? No, sir, not on my watch. That's the part that's fucking just complete nonsense and absolutely ridiculous. Like, I don't fucking buy it for a second.
Yeah, I'm surprised you hadn't heard about that, dude. Well, I guess I shouldn't be. Again, it's not being mentioned in the fucking mainstream media spots.
I don't really watch a
For,
lot of media. Period.
not
It's
suspicious
not.
at all.
I don't watch any mainstream media, and then alternative media. I only watch a little bit of like a few people here and there. I try to just stay away from a lot of news and stuff because most of it's bullshit, and it's mainly just meant to like fucking what do you call it? Make you feel depressed and like there's
Propaganda?
No, yeah, it's all propaganda to make you feel depressed and hopeless.
Your propaganda.
Oh,
Yeah.
Samad shows up for the last 20 minutes. What's up, yo?
Hey, sorry, I would have been here sooner, but I was
Yeah.
just came back from the gym, and I'm so tired. I forgot today was leg day,
Oh,
and I
yeah?
hate leg day. I fucking hate it.
So,
Because
Yeah.
well, I mean, and the hard part was that I decided to go on some other machines that I've never used before, and I can see why I don't use them because they are fucking intense, and my knees are goddamn killing me. I'm very tired.
I'm sorry.
Tired. And the sad thing is, I
Well,
still have
this
to go out there and mow
work
the
out.
grass. I gotta go out there and mow the grass before tomorrow because we're supposed to get like a 4 days of rain.
Damn.
Can I just crash? I just want to go to sleep.
Good night. Should we sing you lullabies? Is that what you're saying?
Nah. I'm trying to power through.
Yeah,
I'm
I
also
kinda feel like that's.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
I
There's
can
a
sing
lot
the
of food
first
processing
line. I know I
plants
can
that have burned.
Dude, now you're seeing it, huh?
Let's see, 1, 2, 3,
I'm telling you, dude.
4, 5, 6,
Yeah.
7, 8, 10
Yeah.
from January to April this year. I don't even know of like other
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, and Smaj, you heard about that? All the food processing plants getting torched?
yeah, I've heard about that. It's been going on for a while. Yep.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's fucking nuts.
some of them I understand because I think they were doing that for insurance purposes. Others, I'm pretty sure this is being done on purpose. I think what's happening is that they're supposed to what they're trying to do is create as much chaos as possible. When I say they, I'm talking about our elites. Is that
The World Economic Forum. Like, we don't have to pretend that
Yeah.
they don't exist.
Well, okay, yeah. So I think they're trying to create as much chaos as possible. One of which is going to be the food shortage, and then people are going to be, either rioting or whatever, and things are going to devolve into chaos. And when that happens, then it's a good excuse for the government to enact martial law because everything's all fucked up. So that's why they're
and
hoping
then when
that,
they enact, and that's why they're trying so hard to get the fucking gun registry done federally in the U.S.
Mhm.
So then they'll know who to go take guns from when they're enacting martial law, and they're going to just take away our rights.
Yep, and what's even like there's a similar thing happening here in Canada, which is like our prime minister was saying that he's going to make things more difficult to get guns and all, which is he says all that, and he could have done it like right now, but all these new regulations stuff don't come into effect until 4 years from now. So I'm like, well then what the hell was the point of making this big announcement? But what he also didn't say is the other thing he did is he lowered the punishment for any gun crime. So it used to be like assault and all that. That's like straight to prison, that kind of thing. Now it's like a slap in the wrist. I mean, you could get arrested, processed, and then released later that day. For all I know, that's how fucking light it is. So I'm like, so you're saying you're going to make things more difficult, but you're making things easier if you had any particular gun crime. I'm like, that I don't understand. On top of all that, we also know here in Canada, in particular, is that we're being swamped right now with handguns on the streets. They're not being sold at gun registries and all that. Criminals are getting them. And so there's been an increase in gun violence in Canada, all from handguns, all illegally brought over from the border from America. So, but now you've lessened the crime. So, like, you can commit the crime, that's bad, and all that, but then we'll let you go? I don't understand this. So, unless, of course, they want to create as much chaos as humanly possible.
Well, and the last thing you want is you don't want to leave your citizens any way to actually protect themselves if you're aiming for chaos.
Well,
Mhm.
like also there, like I said, like we're getting flooded with guns, so there's a lot more guns now than ever before. And even the legal gun owners, like the people out there who are legally able to get guns, they've stocked up on guns and ammo. So it's like
Oh
once they made
yeah.
this, but we have 4 years before this, all these new rules and restrictions come into play. So it's like, what like Trudeau was like the best gun salesman ever. 'Cause, yeah. So like in addition, he says, "Oh yeah, we're putting in all these restrictions, but not for until 4 years, and any crimes being done until then, light sentences, light sentences." I don't get it. On top of all that, it's like, is there even a point to getting a gun legally? Because you got to register with the government and all that, and they have your name and address and all that stuff. Then it's like, well, you can get a gun illegally and not go through any of that process and still have a gun. So I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? On top of all that, no one's addressed. Well, I think it was in America they tried to address it, but people with 3D printers can now 3D print guns. All you gotta do is buy a couple of parts, which they sell on Amazon. They don't even do a background check, as far as I can tell. So, like, what? They
Yeah.
say one thing and they do another. It's all fucking bullshit, as far as I'm concerned. So, yeah,
Yeah,
the
that's
world's
pretty
crazy.
fucking shady.
It, of course, it is. But like I said, the goal is, as far as we can tell, as far as anyone can really consider, they want as much chaos as possible, so they have a reason to enact martial law. And then at that point, because they tried to do it with the virus stuff and the vaccines and all that nonsense, but then people fought back, and people, the states and provinces here in Canada got rid of everything, so that didn't work. So now Plan B is create as much chaos as possible, and then enact martial law, and then we live under a full totalitarian state.
Yeah, that must.
Oh,
That, I wonder if that's the plan.
I'm pretty sure it is. So the goal, yeah. So the goal is, I'd say stock up on food, make sure you're well protected, and don't panic. All right. I'm pretty sure people are more sensible than that. I'm pretty sure there'll be outliers out there. Like I think Antifa will go out there and cause as much damage as possible. I'm pretty sure any other groups will do the exact same. Don't get involved. Don't panic. Keep a level head, and let hopefully we can get the maniacs out of office and get everything changed. And I think it will happen eventually. That's my optimistic thing, because it's pretty much already happening, which is the other reason why they want as much chaos as possible to happen now, because they know they're going to lose everything soon. Like come the primaries in the states, everyone's going to go Republican, and then that they're going to cut Biden's power in half. So then when that happens, then you wait out the term, and then you'll get Trump again, or if you're lucky, you'll get DeSantis. Personally, I want DeSantis. Trump.
Oh, if
I
there
like
was
Trump.
a choice between Trump and DeSantis, I'm going DeSantis 100% of the time.
Like I like Trump well enough, but I think he has so much baggage behind him. I think
Trump was
we need
better
someone.
than Hillary, but he wasn't the best choice. I mean, come on.
No, I agree with you 100%. So I think let's go with DeSantis, and hopefully things work out. I hope he runs. He may decide to just stay in Florida, because he's like, that guy's been a miracle worker. So, although to be fair, there are other governors who've also not crumbled, and no one's really talking about them. It's just Florida for some reason. Florida gets all the talking points. So there you go. Okay, I'll take my
Nice.
tinfoil hat off. I'll bring it back for something else.
No, I don't disagree with
Yeah.
what you're saying. It's like entirely possible. I mean, I'd like to say no, but like looking at everything that's going on, it's like no, that actually looks pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
Yep. And people are switching, like my mother's been
Dude, the
my mother.
they despise.
You broke up on us there, Dayquil. What was that?
Cut off again already?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't say anything, dude.
Oh, I thought you did. Oh, my bad.
Oh, weird, because it definitely sounded like you said something and then roboted out. That's why that was bizarre.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I was
Broke
like
up
a
again.
1 or 2 word comment.
Uh,
Yeah, you seem to only be able to make 1 or 2 words, and then you're done.
God damn this fucking. I give up.
just end it all. I'm looking at which states are the easiest to buy guns in. I'd like to see if I can find a place I can buy a gun and not have to register it, and then not have to worry about having the government aware of what I've purchased or not.
Yeah, it really does seem like you're better off not having a registered gun at this point,
Exactly.
or having a registered gun and also having ones that are not registered.
It's hard to say. I don't know what the policies are. Like, and I've never gotten into guns. I probably should have a long time ago, just so I'd have a better understanding of them. Because I mean, if something was always available, then it's like there's no hurry. I don't have to learn about this anytime soon. But then as we get closer to this dystopian nightmare, it's like pretty soon I won't be able to own a gun at all. I'm like, well, okay, now I want to know about it.
Yeah. Because it sounds like in Canada they're trying to stir up enough to just say like guns are prohibited altogether.
Well, and it's always annoying because the guns that they're banning, I mean, it's like you're adding like 1 or 2 more guns, and not only that, I think they're trying to make like handguns in general illegal. But handguns in Canada are like the hardest things to get, because if you manage to go through the hoops, the paperwork, and the constant background checks to get a handgun, you still can't do anything with it but take it to the range, and even then you have to notify the cops that you're going to do it.
You gotta fucking tell the cops you're taking a handgun to go shoot the fucking gun at the range in Canada. That's crazy.
Yeah, see, that's
the
why
most ridiculous nonsense I've ever fucking heard.
Exactly, it's the most restricted. Like, handguns are some of the most restricted guns in Canada, and it's absolutely ridiculous. Not to mention, like, the magazine size for every gun you have, like whatever, can only have like 5 bullets, which is like stupid as hell, because like a lot of farmers out there who have to deal with like wild coyotes and stuff, or wolves trying to get their cattle and whatnot. I mean, to reload that thing takes time, and if an animal decides to take a swipe at you, it's potentially life or death. So you've got to be a good marksman.
Well, the thing is, the logic is really, really crystal clear. The more restrictions you put on guns, the more unsafe you make people that follow the law. Really, there's no point at which making guns more difficult or more complicated or whatever helps anybody that follows the law. It only helps criminals, because they're going to ignore that law anyway, and now there's less people that are able to defend themselves from those criminals.
And the criminals have more of an advantage because they're not going to follow the law, and so like a law-abiding citizen will probably have like 5 bullets in their magazine, while like a criminal could have the max amount.
Oh, it's so like that fucking shooting that Detroit wanted me to check out, where the guys all had body armor and like high capacity fucking magazines with like genuinely like military grade rifles. And the cops are all running around with like fucking revolvers, It's like, yeah, comparatively, it's like that's what the criminals have, and then this is what the law-abiding citizens have, is revolvers. I'd rather the cops have, fucking machine guns, Although, frankly, if all of us had guns, the number of gun crimes would probably drastically drop.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, you see where the mass shootings happen,
it's all in gun-free zones. Like 90% of them is gun-free zones. Yeah.
If the criminals know they're going to a place where the people aren't armed, they're more likely to go in there and deal damage, because they know they're not going to get any recourse from it.
Yeah. Well, they know they're not going to get any immediate pushback. Like, there's nobody there who's going to have a gun to shoot them. So they can do whatever they want. And especially if you're going to go out and your whole idea is to kill as many people as possible, Well, you're definitely not going to pick the police station to start. I mean, your KD.
Yeah, you're not
going to
go to
lower.
a fucking gun armory. You're not going to go to a shooting range.
Yeah, you're going to go pick the place that's going to give you the best KD
know?
ratio before you get X'd as possible,
Yeah. Yeah, and what happens in places like it happened shortly after the two recent the one in Buffalo and the one in Texas. This fucking dumbass fucking criminal dude is going to, it's like a birthday party or something, and basically he got pissed off, came back with a gun, and he was pulling out and getting ready to shoot, and some chick, it's actually some chick at the party, had a gun and took him out before he had a chance to hit anybody.
Nice.
Yep.
See, that's the stuff you almost never see in the stories in the news. Is the number of times that happens far and away outweighs the number of mass shootings, like by a substantial amount. Like a good guy with a gun saves the day, like way more often than a bad guy with a gun ruins the day. The only problem is you never hear about that in the news because they have a vested interest in making you think that it's only ever. Guns are never used for anything other than evil. They're only used for murder. It's like, no, that's not true. They're used for defense so much more often than they're ever used for murder. And so much more effectively than calling the police.
And the reason, well, there's a couple of main reasons that you didn't really hear much about the one I was talking about. For one thing, the guy that was coming back with the gun and the chick that shot him were both black. And again, it was a person with a legally owned gun that stopped it. So it's a story that the mainstream media does not want any part of.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I could give a fuck what color the gun owner is, as long as they're a law-abiding citizen. Good for them,
Yeah, fucking A.
Because I was gonna, it's like if I'm in a grocery store,
but you're a guy,
and I'm walking around and there's like 10 black dudes with guns on their hips, like open carry people, I'm not going to be concerned about that. That's not something I have anything to fear from. I'm not going to be like, oh no, they've all got guns. No, they're openly carrying so that anybody who might consider going in and robbing the place will think twice about it and fuck off. So I'm going to feel a little better at that store. I'll be like, well, this is a well-protected fucking store. I got nothing to fucking fear here.
Yep. Yeah, that's why. Yeah, I don't see why you can't have at least a few people with guns in the school, or at least have access. Put it in a gun safe or whatever the fuck.
Didn't they have a fucking school resource officer at that Texas school who did not shoot the guy when he was supposed to? Like just let him into the fucking school.
The resource officer. Wouldn't be surprised.
I haven't
heard that
from relatively reliable sources that there was a school resource officer who was supposed to shoot him, who just let him in and called the police instead. Like this was a failure on like so many levels. Like the one thing that everybody kind of jumped at for a second was thinking that the one teacher lady didn't lock the door. And then that turned out that there was the lock just failed. It had nothing to do with her. Like she did what she was supposed to do. She locked the door. But like there was apparently security that was there that was supposed to be there to shoot a gunman that chose not to shoot that guy and to let him on campus with guns. You know what I mean? Oh, my connection keeps going in and out. Yo, is either of you guys still there? Can anybody hear me? I can't hear you. If you can hear me, I'm checking my my stuff is still good. It says I have an excellent connection. Hello? Oh, maybe if I rejoin the call?
Hey?
Yeah.
Okay, I had to rejoin, I guess. Yeah, my connection just dropped for a second, so...
Well, we heard you, but you couldn't hear us, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, so it was
Yeah,
like
we were fine.
when Daytwa disconnected earlier, where it dropped him, and I could hear him just fine, and you just couldn't hear me at all.
Yeah. This has been it's not just me this time, apparently. I don't know why that's not really making me happy, though.
But yeah, no, I definitely agree that schools should now have
it's
armed
not just
people on
me.
campus. Yeah, there should definitely be armed people on campus, but those people should genuinely be willing to do the job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, unlike the cops.
Exactly, yeah.
That still blows my mind. That still blows my fucking mind
all
that they
19
did
of
not
those
go in.
all 19 of those officers should be fired, and the chief should be going to jail. And I think they should all be suffering, at the very least, fines and community service, if not prison time.
See,
that's dereliction of duty, because it
does
violates the standard policy for that situation to begin with.
See, I agree with everything you're saying, but my theory is, like, if it goes back to that whole, I'm going to call it a conspiracy theory, because until it's proven true, if they want the chaos, I'm pretty sure they're in the police departments. And most of the police departments around the country, and they're not going to respond. They're going to stand down.
This has all the earmarks of something that was intended to go off exactly this way.
Yeah, so don't be surprised if you hear more about this. Like, and similar things going on in different police stations, just allowing everything to happen. In fact, I was watching a stream earlier today about a neighboring city, Calgary, to me. And they were talking about how like ambulance responses is so bad, like you may have to wait like an hour for something to come, because it turns out that the dispatch is calling for an ambulance that goes to a place that's like the next city over or the next town over. Quite literally, from the next town over, there it takes them like an hour to get into the city. That's how long it's going to take you to get help. So it's like, if you get injured, get in the car and drive.
Yeah, for fucking real.
Yeah, if you're able to get there yourself, do it, because they're gonna take fucking forever.
That's always been my thought when it comes to getting like injury or like if you're like you have to go to the hospital for any reason. I've never been one of those call an ambulance people.
Yeah.
I've always been like, you should definitely get in the car and get yourself there, or have somebody drive you there immediately. Call ahead if you can.
Yeah.
But 9 times out of 10, you're going to get there way before an ambulance would have gotten to your house.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that's from working in where I work in a care home, because there's been numerous times where we've been forced to call the ambulance, and the ambulance doesn't show up for quite a fucking while, so...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, that's definitely a last resort, no other option kind of situation. Ambulance should be the last fucking resort.
Yeah. Like, we had to call the police once because the neighbor was out there with a golf club threatening people, essentially. Like he just, I guess he got drunk and mean and decided he was going to come down with his golf club and his big lads to fucking threaten everyone at the barbecue we had. We had a like big neighborhood barbecue thing.
Right.
And like, I don't think anybody even knows why the asshole came down anyway. Like, it's just like nobody did anything to him. He's like 10 houses from the fucking place where all the party is going on, so it's not even that loud. There wasn't anything for him to complain about. But
wow.
But fucking, it took a good like 10 minutes for the cops to show up, when we called them, because we're like, hey, look, there's a bunch of drunk people and some assholes waving a golf club around threateningly. You might want to get out here and fucking defuse that situation before you take a bunch of people to jail.
Yeah. God damn, dude.
And we're not a big town, so it's not like there's a lot for the cops to be doing. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Oh. Yep, don't
it's
trust
funny,
the cops.
every time you talk about stocking up on food, I keep looking up at my fucking pilot bread. Which is essentially a fancy term for hardtack.
What's that?
Yeah.
Hardtack? It's like those big fucking round wheat crackers that are good for like years. They're like just plain crackers
yeah.
the size of a piece of bread that are like good for like 5 years on the shelf.
Yeah,
And,
they used a lot of it like during Civil War and shit like that, where if
well, and
they didn't have access
they still use it a lot on boats. It's still used a lot on boats because as long as it's in a like a waterproof container, those crackers will be good for a long fucking time, and they don't take a lot of space, and they're not heavy because there's no moisture in them. So you can carry a whole lot of hardtack on a boat as emergency food as long as it's properly sealed, and you meet all the regulations that way really easily. Because depending on the size of boat you have, like a cruise ship or whatever, you have to have a certain amount of like emergency supplies for food. You have to have a certain amount of emergency supplies for water. You have to have a certain amount of life jackets and a certain amount of lifeboats. Mm-hmm. So they still make the pilot bread because it satisfies a lot of the requirements.
Yeah. Just the fact that it can last so long before it goes bad.
Yeah, and it's they're a little more appetizing than those. If you've seen the Coast Guard little food bricks you can buy in that like foil packaged, like the vacuum foil packaging, and it's like these little bars of like cookie things or whatever.
I haven't seen those specifically, but right.
I'm sure you've seen.
I'm not familiar with that specifically, but yeah, it's. I assume it's similar to MRE stuff, right? I mean, not exactly, but kinda.
I'm gonna pull up a package here, or an image of a package for you real quick, and I'm sure once you see it, you'll be like, oh yeah, that shit. Oh, whoops! I tried to fucking save the image instead of copy. My bad. All right, let's see. These things, like almost everybody's seen them at some point or another. But yeah, they're a lot more. The pilot bread is more palatable than that. It just doesn't have. These are all just like sweet cookies. Oh, is my connection bad again or something?
No, I hear you. I see the cookies you're talking about.
Oh, okay, cool. Just wasn't sure.
That looks. I guess they would store well, but it doesn't look very appetizing.
Yeah, they're like sugar cookie flavored, like really bland sugar cookies.
Yeah, it's essentially emergency rations kind of shit. That again doesn't take up a whole lot of space, but it has a decent amount of calories or whatever. Fuck, super dry. So if you don't have water, those things are going to be pain in the ass to eat because they're just again devoid of almost all moisture.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, obviously that helps it survive longer.
I'm looking for some good images of pilot bread. Oh, well, here we go. That's actually a really good image because that's exactly what they fucking look like. There we go. That's what pilot bread looks like. That's about the size of your palm of your hand. So they're big fucking crackers.
That's the size of your hand. Oh, wow.
Size of the palm of your hand. Yeah, take off your fingers. It's about the size of the palm of your hand. 3-4 inches across.
That actually looks appetizing.
Yeah, so like those are super cheap. You can buy like a big fucking pack on Amazon for like, like $10-15. If I remember correctly.
Why is it called pilot spread?
Because it was originally something that would be stored in, or the company that makes it now, Sailor Boy Pilot Bread, used to make it for like emergency packs for pilots in World War II, I think. I believe. But you can get it. You can get them like canned. You can get them in just big boxes. But it's one of those things that stores for fucking ever. If you get them in big boxes, it just comes in a big bag. I would reseal them. Yeah, but they're actually, I've tried. I've eaten the Coast Guard ones that I posted there, and they're not terrible, but they're not great, right? And then I've tried the pilot bread, and it's like, oh, that's just like a really big cracker. It tastes fine. Like it's it's good,
Although,
and then if you just put like some tuna or some fucking peanut butter or something on there, it's great. It's like a cracker. It's really tasty.
I'm looking this up.
Crunchier and harder to chew than like your regular crackers, though.
So just so you know, I'm looking this up on Amazon right now, and I'm scrolling down the different kinds of bread. I see the canned bread you're talking about, but the other thing that comes up there, I think is hilarious. It's a belly wrap, sauna wrap to help you lose weight.
Oh,
or sweat off the weight. I'm like, I think they're saying something about this product.
Yeah, really.
So yeah.
Yeah. Although again, if you find yourself in a situation where you're having to eat the hardtack or the other shit, pilot bread, whatever, you're not going to be all that concerned with taste. I would imagine. You're going to be happy to have anything.
Nah. So for me, it's like I pack some in my go bag for the fire evacuation stuff, because like fires in California, sometimes you just gotta fucking grab a bag and run.
Yeah, bug out.
And then I throw in like the little packets of pre-made tuna salad, and some packets of like peanut butter, and the little itty bitty tiny jars of jam and honey and stuff. Like, so it's like I got plenty of stuff to put on them so that they're not bad. But yeah, like I'm not going to be too concerned about like is that the same quality as like a Ritz cracker? No, probably not. But hey.
Yeah, you can leave it in a bag for fucking years and not worry about, or several months at least, and not worry about them going stale or moldy or any of that kind of shit.
Yeah, so essentially, if you can store that in a relatively dry room temperature space, you can get about 5 years shelf life out of it. You can get at least 2 years out of it, depending on how it's packed. So sometimes it comes in just a big bag with like a fucking twist tie in a box. That'll last on your shelf for about 2 years. If you're getting them in a can, or you're vacuum sealing them and repackaging them with like oxygen absorbers and moisture absorbers, you can expect 5 to 10 years out of them easy. Just depending on how well packed they are. Because like you can make your own. It's basically you can what do you call it? Just bake crackers and then bake them a second time. And the difference between baking hardtack crackers and regular crackers is you want it at a lower temperature for a lot longer, so you're getting as much of the liquid out of there as you can. Because ultimately what you want to keep out of them is just the least amount of water possible will allow for them to stay good longer. And you don't want any kind of shortening in there.
Imagine saltines would not require them, because saltines are pretty goddamn dry already. Obviously, it's not going to be as good as hardtack on that.
A long ass fucking time too. Yeah, they're just not as solid. So like a saltine falls apart really easy.
Yeah,
these are sturdy fucking crackers. Like you're definitely going to need to.
Yeah, they're pretty fucking. They're dense. Yeah, they're far more dense than the average cracker. Yeah, I gotcha.
For sure. Yeah, much more dense. Each cracker is about 100 calories. Oh, it's 90 calories. My bad. I'm just looking at the box that's up on my shelf. Like, I have a big box that I'm going to repackage and throw in my go bag. I bought canned ones, but then I was like, that's just such a fucking unwieldy, difficult thing to fucking get around and fit into my bag. But, I think repackaging the ones from the box will work really well. What's up, Mr. Samaj?
Hey, sorry about that. I had to quickly say something to a fella.
No, no worries. No worries. Well, we're pretty much wrapping up, though. To be fair, like we're kind of.
I suppose is there.
Yeah.
What else is going on in the world? I imagine you guys were talking about all the Johnny Depp stuff. I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
Or no.
Actually, we didn't today.
Oh.
We
Well,
didn't do
even
much.
that's ended though. You know what I mean? Like, there's really nothing
Well,
else going on other than just
Oh,
a
yeah,
bunch
yeah,
of
yeah.
fucking feminists. Well, boo-hoo, boo-hoo.
Well, except for the fact that Amber
Yeah.
can't pay. So, like, where's she going to get the money? On
Oh,
top of
does
all
she
that,
not have
her...
the
Yeah.
money? Wow.
No, she
Yeah.
doesn't have the
She
money.
can't
So they're...
appeal.
Well, they're trying to make
She-
it so that...
She
Yeah.
can't appeal unless she puts up the money that she owes him.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I was
So-
saying, like, if she wanted to appeal it, because you know she wants to appeal it,
Yeah.
she cannot do that unless she puts up she has to actually put up that money or else she cannot appeal. So that makes it interesting because you know she wants to.
Oh yeah, of
Mm-hmm.
course. I mean, she'd be out of her mind not to.
Yeah,
At
and
least
the
try.
other thing is, her crazy cat lady lawyer was on the news saying how this is so horrible for domestic violence victims and it's going to prevent them from coming forward in the future. And then somebody else came back with, no, the domestic violence victim did come forward and they did win. You fucking cunt.
Oh god
Like,
damn.
he was the victim. You know that bitch. Yeah. Because what's her name? Depp's lawyers were on, like, I don't know, yesterday or maybe the day before, and they're like, no, they should come forward. They kind of made that same point. They're like, no, he was the victim. He came forward and got justice. So
That's right.
Other than that, other than her lawyers, her crazy fucking lawyer bitch running her fucking mouth. Yeah, it is pretty much over.
So, yeah.
I'd love to see Depp turn around and then start suing everybody that, like, perpetuates what she said. Like, now that I've proven in court that that's bullshit, anybody that's perpetuating it is doing so maliciously, and they gotta fucking pay me money. Ironically, that would actually be in keeping with the founding fathers of the fucking country,
I think he
because they used to sue people for defamation all
he was
the
definitely
fucking time.
suing the ACLU. Right.
Yeah, I hope he goes after all those places
Yeah,
that fucking
yeah.
perpetuated that.
Yeah, and well, yeah. Again, the ACLU. I don't know if it ever was a force for positive, like a force for good. But if it was, it has been
It
a very
certainly
long
is not
time
any
since
longer.
that was
That's
true.
for sure. It's definitely no longer the case.
I think the problem with a lot of these...
Now,
I think the problem with a lot of these, like, support groups and all that come up, they usually start with good intentions, but there's like no plan for what comes after. Like, once your goals have been reached, what then? Do you dissolve? Do you do whatever? And I think a lot of people who were in these groups, they tend to move on and do other things because they did what they were supposed to do. They managed to achieve what they were trying to achieve. And when that happens, grifters come in there, they take over, and they turn it to something that wasn't, that it was never supposed to be. So it's like, this is why I'm almost skeptical of any charity group. Like I'll give you an example. I think that the breast cancer thing, and trying to get support and raise awareness, I think that's fantastic. What it is now is horrendous because they raise.
But who's not aware of breast cancer at this point? Like, do they still need to spread awareness, or can we just take it as a given that people know breast cancer exists now?
It's what they do now that bothers me, because what they do now is that they still go out. They have like lots of places. Like every year, every convention I go to, they have a booth where they try to compel people to donate money to their group. They always go out there. They always raise this money. And what they do, like, because I think they have to show like what they're spending their money on, and it's through administration. That they're literally paying people to go out there and raise money. That's the majority of their stuff. And how much money actually goes into breast cancer research is very little.
Yeah, there's almost none.
Now if you compare that to the other one, like
almost all of it goes to the fundraisers. Fundraisers get a percentage of what they raise.
Yeah, and from what I can remember, because it was a long time since I've heard about these, but the people who organized it, and they all had because they want to bring awareness because cancer is a terrible thing, and they do something about it, but they're not really involved in that anymore. And the people who are doing it, they just because they contribute very little to the research, the actual research. Now, if you compare that to, let's say, testicular cancer, which doesn't have, it's like one of the least funded out there. They don't get as much money to do anything. It's just people who feel like donating to that, and they donate. Almost all the money goes straight to the research, and they've done more. They managed to figure out more because all the money goes there. They don't have the money for advertisement. They don't go up there and shield it because they can't afford to send someone there. They can't pay for booth fees or whatever that stuff.
Yeah.
And if the breast cancer people put in the actual money into the research, we would have gotten somewhere. But they don't. They don't want to because they want the money. That's how this goes. So the actual people who are
got cured, they would be out of business, and they can't have that.
Yeah, they don't want actual cure. And so if like, you know, it'd be a terrible irony if someone that works for them actually got breast cancer. It's like, oh, it would be amazing if you actually put that money towards the research.
Yeah.
So, but then again, I mean, there's a lot of charity groups. Like, there's a lot of charity groups out there I feel the same way about. Like for instance, like Goodwill. They all their merchandise comes from people just giving them free shit. And then they charge a premium for that.
And then all their fucking money goes to the fucking administration.
Yeah. And then you got, like, Value Village. All these people are awful. I know Satan Satire was telling me about a bunch of documentaries showing how these groups are absolutely awful. So, yeah, I don't care for them.
All the places,
I don't like...
all the places where you donate stuff now are just shitty, and they won't take anything. They're like assholes. See, they're like, nah, that's not good enough. We can't take that. It's like, fucking okay. Whereas before, it was always like, oh, we'll take whatever you have to give. You know, like, we're happy to accept it.
Like, it's terrible I feel this way because I think they, like, doing stuff for good and for a good cause are always things I always like to approve. I always like to, like, promote and all that because I think that's great. But then we learn so much about these things later on. It's like, oh, God. So it's like I feel jaded donating anything. It's like I want to, but I'm like, I don't know if I trust them anymore. So that's why I kind of like other crowdsourcing things like Indiegogo and sometimes Kickstarter, because let's say I don't care for the project or I don't know if they're trustworthy. Well, once they fulfilled their project and they want to do another one, well, they were successful in the first one and they actually followed through. I'm like, okay, you know what? I think I'll go for the second time. Why not? Because they actually did what they said they were going to do. So.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, and again, from what I've heard, you're much better off donating to local charities because a lot more of the money goes towards what they're actually trying to.
Oh yeah.
It's actually helping more.
So like
people.
The company I work for had an event once where they did, you know, like they had like a silent auction, they had dancing, they had fake gambling. Like, you didn't actually gamble with real money, you gambled with like chips, and you could buy more chips to gamble with and then spend the chips on prizes that were kind of like not really that great. And I'd say probably 80% of everything they made went to the charity, and then 20% went to pay for all the stuff that they did for the event. So I mean, it was a pretty reasonable split. I mean, that's nobody got paid to be there. None of the like the staff that was there working was paid. They were all there donating their time. I mean, it was genuinely a charity auction, and the money went to good, like, actual use. You know, like, most of the prizes were donated. So yeah, I'd say at least my experience working with
anything
local
that's like
nonprofit.
national. Any big national charity, it's literally like maybe 10% of the money actually goes to whatever they're fucking helping out with. You know, it's it's amazing how much money.
What's up?
Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah, I hear you.
Enough?
No, you're good.
Okay. So much goes to, again, the fundraisers, the people that are out actually, you know, soliciting the donations. They get a big chunk of it, and again, then you got the administrative fees and all this other shit. Yeah, it's very little actually making it through.
Yeah, for sure. All right, I'm gonna say I'd like to end it because my food is here. We just got food delivered. And,
all right, sounds good.
Yep, fair enough.
We're a little past, but also Tensoka's showing back up, talking about his jerky. He's still got pork at $2 a pound. That's pretty fucking good. Buy that pork. But yeah, thanks everybody for joining in.
All right, good to come over here. Good shit.